I'm telling you.
It was in the
life
library,
is short.
so it's probably the library
Do not say
lady.
no to hand jobs forever. Your reaction is so aggressive that you need a hand job tonight.
Oh! I'm going in, boys! Let's go!
No, yeah.
Well, you're like that 5th grader that just looks like 20. You know what I'm saying? Like already 6 foot.
The one in my grade was named Pedro.
Pedro. Wow.
Welcome back to Impaulsive, the #1 podcast in the world. Thanks you guys for listening, for watching, viewing, subscribing. If you aren't subscribed, you should do it. Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit 2 million subscribers soon. That's super cool. I'm on TikTok, as you guys know. TikTok's popping off.
Career's doing well.
Oh yeah, career is, by the way, the word that I'd use because
Amazing.
I've made a healthy living off of TikTok.
Yeah.
That's a lie. No, that's a complete lie. I have 4.2 million followers. Mike is finally coming around to it, eh? I saw you hanging out with the TikTok kids.
I was already on TikTok, even when I was talking all that shit. Of course, I had an account already, Hey Big Michael, because somebody had already taken Hey Big Mike. And so I had an account already. I posted one video on it. And then I think what I'm going to do, I came up with this concept today, is I think I might post eating videos there.
Ooh,
Yeah,
just eating food? Just
You're-
random.
yeah, you're good at
So
that.
there's this one guy, I'm gonna find him at some point and show you the video, but he just eats food, and he'll be like, chicken wings from Buffalo Wild
Are
Wings.
you?
Yeah.
And it's awesome. He's got
This is
ton of
this is my
views.
thing about TikTok is TikToking, and I'm not going to take it away. I want to ask you guys, is TikToking talent? Like, is somebody who TikToks, are they talented?
That's a great question.
It's so hard.
So right now, I'll tell you no. I have had probably 5 to 10 different people come over here and say, I'm so addicted to TikToks. I can't stop watching. I go, great. Show me something fun. Show me anything. And they try. And not one has been enough of a hook to get me to actively view the platform. Now,
I think
I say this. I come from Vine, bro.
Yep.
Like, as much as people will laugh at this comment, Vine has spawned some real talent.
Of course.
Some real creativity.
Of course.
Some of the biggest internet stars in the world came from Vine. So I know, like, you got 6 seconds, do the best you can to make something funny. TikTok is like, there might not be a storytelling aspect. They follow trends. They have music to be the spine of their content. So right off the bat, my answer is no. However, I could be wrong. I would love to see some emerging big talent stem from TikTok.
Got it. Okay.
It's definitely in there. The talent's in there.
Well, you
Similarly
hung
to
you hung out with some of them.
I'm not even saying that they're the talent. I'm just saying.
How are they in real life? Are they cool?
They're cool. I hung out with Bryce Hall, Addison, her name was,
Yeah,
and then a couple other ones. They're all cool in person. They're like the Bryce dude's like, I watched the show, and like his big thing is like he wants me to do dumb shit because he's like, yo, I heard you're a legend, bro. I want you to do dumb shit, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like sometimes I'm just here,
Yeah.
and I'll just like sit down on the couch. I'm like, is that good?
I gotta admire their self-confidence. That's one thing I see with some good TikTokers is they're just confident.
I think you have to be. I think that's the one. I think that's the biggest.
Confident on camera?
Maybe it's just on camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not in real life. I don't know the people in real life.
I mean, bro,
Bad shit.
What?
Is digital culture actually like rewarding the bad and the worse?
picture this. What TikTok star hasn't dyed their hair and it doesn't have a swoop going up and to the right? Male. Think about it. Something to consider.
I still, as much
So, yeah.
as much as I want to do the food, I still hate like every part of the show so far. I've hated. I hate the conversation. I hate the fucking. By the way, because I fucking don't.
Is it because it's
no,
on TikTok or
no? Here's why.
Why?
The reason it's so popular, and it goes, and we've had this conversation before, is because it allows talentless people to appear talented. We've had this conversation before. No. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm not saying if you are on that platform and you're crushing it right now, not to get the bag, do all those things. And by the way,
you gotta get the bag now.
Got to.
Because in 2 to 3 years, like,
But that's my thing. Isn't there some talent though that has or skill maybe?
Yes.
Is it skill? Is that the word I'm looking
who's
for?
your favorite TikTok creator, Spencer?
Here's the thing. I don't have TikTok.
Who in this room watches TikTok? Who's your favorite TikTok?
I don't have one. Do you want to know who the most talented person is on TikTok? Hands down, the development team of the app. The app is, I believe the app is partially what creates the success for that platform.
Just because it's not real?
No, because it's so fucking good.
It is.
Floor to ceiling picture,
It's great.
video,
Oh,
fucking
I see.
all the
In-app
neatly-
editing.
Oh my god, dude! All of the music that's involved. There's a little spinning picture of Roddy Ricch when I put him in the background, and musical tunes come out of his head.
They killed it.
They crushed
Okay.
it, dude.
I
Blue
got,
Chew.
yeah, we got to do our sponsor, guys. If you like sex, you love BlueChew.com. It's weird to go from TikTok to sex, but Blue Chew offers
fitting.
men a performance enhancement for the bedroom because we'd all like to go a little longer and last a few extra rounds. Chewables can work faster than pills, up to twice as fast. They can be taken on a full or empty stomach. And it only takes a few minutes to connect with a BlueChew.com affiliated physician. And if you qualify, you get prescribed online quickly. No in-person doctor visit, no awkward conversation, no waiting in line at a pharmacy, and ships directly to your door in a discreet package. Chewables from BlueChew.com are prescribed online by doctor and made in the USA. Chew it and do it.
Let's go.
Here's a great deal for you guys. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first order free when you use the promo code Logan. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code Logan. So now let's talk about some real shit, bro, because this is where the episode gets fun. And it's, you know, as much as I do love my booming, fruitful TikTok career, this is where it gets juicy. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring on our guest. She's saving the world one orgasm at a time. By the way, we thank her for her service. She's a sex and relationship expert as a doctor of human sexuality. She's co-hosted Loveline with Dr. Drew, and she's the host of Sex with Emily on Sirius XM. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Emily Morse.
Hi, guys. Yeah.
Hi, Emily. How are you?
Hey, Emily.
Hey, Emily.
Take your time. Don't worry about it. We know it's
Wow.
tight on that side. We really got to start bringing in the guests from this side.
Get comfortable for sex.
She's fine. It's different when Alex Jones rubs his junk on the back of my friend Spencer's back. Hi.
Hi.
So, I mean, I don't even know where to start with this. Your sex with Emily.
Yes.
So you talk about sex with you?
I do. No. Well, yeah, sure. Sometimes. Depends. Mostly I talk to other people about their sex life.
Okay.
Like their relationship and love, and like I get questions. People are, we don't know anything about sex. I found I didn't know anything about sex. That's why I started.
When did you
We
start?
think we know, but then no one. Did you have sex education besides porn?
Yeah.
That doesn't count. Oh, you did.
I
What'd they
did.
tell you?
I did. I remember one piece of information that my teacher told me. She's like, guys, in real life, sex does not last longer than 10 minutes. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, lady, that can't be true. She's like, it never does, ever. And that was the basis. And that was the basis of.
And then you probably believe that.
Of course I did.
Have you ever
Right?
lasted more than
Not
10
true.
minutes?
Hell no.
Damn it.
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
we have so much to talk about.
I know.
This is gonna be awesome.
She was
But
probably just using her own like self experience of like her own shitty sex
course.
life to like propel this perpetuate this myth.
Well,
Plus
how long-
also,
wait, how long do you think sex should last?
it depends.
Okay.
So
100%
like here,
depends, yeah.
I'm a empath, and everyone knows that. So I understand that the women are busier and busier nowadays, and y'all got shit to do. So I'm trying to be efficient. For your sake.
Are you sure it's for that? Yeah.
For your
Oh, yeah,
sake,
yeah.
I'm gonna be
So you
in
think
and out
we're-
as
you
quick
think
as
we're like,
possible,
dude,
so
I got
you
an
can
Instagram
do your
post.
shit.
Okay. I got it. That's
nice of you.
So kind.
There's definitely
That's so generous.
there's definitely factors involved too, right? Like
Tell me, Mike.
I feel like if you're in like a porta potty at a music festival,
Yes,
right?
dude.
And you-
common.
We call it a quickie for something.
right.
Like 10 minutes, you'd be like,
Hold on, sorry,
15
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
A quickie in a
Easy.
porta
No,
potty.
what I'm saying is
You're
too
too much.
long. Yeah.
Right? So when I'm at Ultra Music Festival and I'm having sex in a porta potty, I would say 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Like get it done,
Max.
get out, desanitize. Or sanitize, decontaminate.
right. Stop, all of it.
If you
Like,
if you
leave the place. Don't touch anyone.
if you're having post marriage sex with your beloved
Post-marriage.
in Maui at the Four Seasons, that might be a 4-hour bangerang.
Yeah.
You might need to pop Blue Chew.
Chew.
Potentially, yeah.
That could have gone so many bad fucking ways. Pop a Blue Chew potentially. And then I would say for the normal post club, we've been talking for about a week. I met you on Instagram type sex. I would say probably like 16 to 24 minutes, with the main factor being the size of the man's dick. Because I bet some girls are probably like, yo, I hope this ends because this man is hung like a fucking elephant. That's like in my situation.
Right.
Help
And I
us.
guess you only have that situation to go off of. There's so much to unpack here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, first off, the majority of women orgasm, it takes them anywhere between like 18 minutes and like 40 during intercourse if they're going to come. But most women do not come during intercourse, just saying. So usually it's either before or after. So that's a factor.
You mean
into the
before
location.
penetration?
Yes.
You mean? Okay.
They don't. So only, get this. This is where we're going to start. Ready? So only 20% of women have orgasms during penetrative sex. Penis in her vagina.
Right.
Orgasm will not, especially in the porta potty. Like that was fun and hot.
No, she didn't want. She wasn't gonna.
No,
come.
no,
I
she's
know
like,
that.
let's just fuck.
Yeah.
So women take a little bit. Yeah, we need some like the foreplay thing, which is like fuck, really. But
I
it's
love
not
it.
just like suggestion. It's like a requirement because women just don't get off. But then women. The reason why I've been doing what I do for 15 years, because I was like, fuck, everyone keeps saying sex is supposed to be amazing. And it's not that it wasn't good. Like I've had good sex, but I was like, what if I could figure out how sex can be like amazing?
Oh, you made it formulaic.
Yeah.
So you
Well, I was
can't-
like,
you can't
so
be
I
let
started
down.
studying it. Because I was like, sex seems pretty important. We all talk about sex. We're all obsessed with sex. And I thought it's good sometimes, like great,
Yeah.
but not, what does it take to be the best? Like being an athlete or the best podcaster or the best anything. I was like, I want to be the best at sex.
Wow.
Because I thought that's really valuable, not just for me, but for the world. Because
Spreading the
everyone,
wealth.
half of marriages end in divorce because people aren't fucking or they're cheating. Can I swear on yours, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Fuck
Dude,
that
mine
shit,
too,
dude.
but I'm going to say it. People always ask me.
You're like the LeBron James of banging.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only
That's
issue,
wild.
the only issue with that immediately strikes me,
I respect that.
that like immediately fucks me up is like, it's if you want to be the best at sex, you're also putting some of the important or like impact
Let
on
me
the other
clarify.
person.
Let me
You
clarify.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not the best at like you could come watch me be like, no, I know, like good job, she fucked well. It's about I can help other people like a coach.
Coach.
Are
Oh,
you a
So I
sex
can be like-
coach?
Nice.
Yeah,
You're like
I'm a
Phil
sex
Jackson.
advocate. I'm a sex therapist. I'm a doctor of human sexuality.
No. Okay. Wait. What?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
like a
Wait.
doctor.
This is
Call me-
great.
Yeah.
I
So
need
dude,
help.
Like any questions? I literally feel like we don't have educate. This is the bottom line where I come from, and you can ask me anything, and I'm open about me or you guys. Is that like I literally think that we are sort of in a crisis because of porn. Now I love porn as much as you love porn. What I think you do. I'm not going to make assumptions, but the problem is kids wake up. That's all the first sex they see is porn, right? When they're 12 or 8, and then they're like, oh, that's porn. Like I'm legitimately thinking that this is how sex should go down. And it's not. So it's like not accurate. Like they're not having So the point is
which part exactly? I want to unpack this section.
We
a
have
little bit.
so
Well,
much.
Wait, this is what I'm saying, Mike. Just from the first like 2 seconds, I was like, oh my
know.
God. So then there's the porn thing. So I'm just gonna tell you where I'm come from. We can go back to anything like
Okay.
orgasms or quickies or whatever.
Okay.
But like so they see it and they're like, oh, well, when I have sex, I won't ever use a condom, but I know no one really does, but they should. Or I'm not going to warm her up. Or I'm not going to use lube, which you like. Lube makes sex better. It doesn't mean all these things. Or you're like, oh, she comes in 3 minutes, or she squirts. Why didn't the first time you have sex? You're like, why didn't she bring 3 friends? Like I thought there was always 3 friends, right? So you're
So
thinking, your
true.
little head's going, oh, that's. And then you become an adult, and you're like, but no one told me differently because all I heard was it should last 10 minutes in sex ed once.
Yeah.
And then I watch porn. So then we all grow up now. And we're like. At all ages, like my listeners are 18 to 83, like 50% men and 50% women, because they're all like, I don't know shit. So we can start from
83?
wherever.
How do you explain that? How do you explain that to the brands when it comes to brand deal time? Like, what's your demo? Like, it's basically the
Well, do
entire
you know
world.
what? I legitimately said that early on because I was super naive. I started a podcast in my living room in 2005, and I was like, I don't know. I got like some sound guy off Craigslist, and I was like, I'm just going to start interviewing my friends about sex. But then people were like, who's your brand? Who's your audience? And I was like, everyone. They're like, that's cool. But who you talking to?
Yeah.
I'm like, literally everybody.
That's crazy.
Because I didn't know, men didn't know. Like, so
83-year-olds are still having sex.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right,
Yes.
so I just want
Goals.
to.
Okay, so that's where I am at. I want to help. I want to talk about it.
This
Whatever
is
you guys
perfect.
Want.
We
Because I
need
want to
you.
leave here, you guys being like, oh, I want to get laid a lot. Like I am, but I want it to be better for everybody. Like it can be better for you too in ways that you don't even know.
Yeah.
She's the Shannon Briggs of fucking.
Oh,
it sounds
yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Well,
Let's go, champ. All right. I want to revert back to this porn conversation because one of us on this podcast has had not a relationship, but like a minor little like dating spree with
I just got a
a
phone-
couple
Porn
porn
star.
I
stars.
just
Yeah,
got a phone
cool.
call I have to grab really quick. Can you
Really?
have this?
Yeah, I got it. It's Mike. Mike's the one. He's been like seeing this porn star, and like Mike has dabbled in the porn world.
Okay.
And I wonder what effect that has on his dating and sex life.
Well, let's
And
ask
his
him.
penis.
How's the sex? Is she cool? Like, do you like her?
I mean, it's not just one.
Okay.
You know, it's just like
It's a lifestyle.
and by the way, I've also started to like kind of move away, not on purpose, but just because like that was just kind of the way the cookie crumbled.
What was the attraction to the?
I mean,
porn star?
obviously, like
That's just
I
the way
think
the ass was
there-
eaten.
There's it's just kind of the way that. I don't think there's a.
Is that your thing? Do you like it?
well,
Eating ass?
This has really gotten crazy quickly.
This is so normal.
I
But I
pick
get
and,
it.
because I'm going to answer all those questions at once. I pick and choose with my ass eating.
Right.
I'm not
Of course.
a guaranteed
And
always
definitely
on
not in
ass
the porta
eater.
potty.
Definitely not in the
No.
porta potty. No, it's the worst place to eat ass. Where's Danny?
Think of all the
Is
ass
Danny-
stuff in there. It's distracting.
Danny,
Although it's on theme at some point.
Porn stars.
Right.
There's maybe 2 guys in this room that have never thought about fucking a porn star. Like, let's be honest. People watch.
Right, for sure.
People watch
There are
porn.
no guys in this room.
Okay.
Every man on the planet has thought about fucking
Okay,
a porn
fine.
star. I would
Okay, fine.
believe.
Okay. So when that opportunity over presented itself to me, which in a massive way,
Right.
you know, from a multitude
Of course.
standpoint.
I'm sure every woman, you have to pick. You're like,
no, it's easy. I'm
No,
not
dude,
saying it
I
like
get
that.
it.
I'm just saying because of the
Logan,
circle.
you guys have chicks. I mean, you could choose.
Right.
But that was attractive to you.
Like I said, I
Right.
think it's attracted to just about any guy.
Right.
And so I dabbled for a little while, and then I think what he's referring to is I have had this one that I kind of continued on with a little bit, you know.
I'm worried about my friend's expectation management when he finds real girls.
Oh,
Girls
because
that don't
sex is
fuck
great.
professionally.
No, yeah, you asked
But
me
is
how
it
the sex
great?
was. Let me
yeah.
answer
Like,
that.
is it good? Like, is it what makes good sex with them? I'm so curious.
They are nothing about their on-screen presence and demeanor is different in regular life. Anything is it's all no holds barred. Anything goes. The thing about me is, contrary to what I'm sure a lot of the audience thinks of me, I'm actually a pretty traditional dude. Like I'll do some semi fucked up shit in the bedroom, but like when they're
I don't
just
even
like,
know what that means though.
I mean,
what's fucked up,
yo,
what's not.
can I just be blunt with you? When
Please,
when
dude,
someone asks me
yes.
to fist their asshole, I don't want to do it.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm
Does
sorry.
that happen?
I'm just
Are
gonna.
you like,
Well, with certain girls,
yeah,
yeah.
I feel like fist my ass.
But
You're like,
no, but as an
I get it, I
example,
get it.
or like, hey, do you want to like? I'm not even gonna say any of the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
stuff.
Got it.
But like, so I'm relatively traditional. So the sex is good, but I also feel like I'm not unlocking the true like talent that they have. Like
Yeah.
they're like, yo, do you want to fucking hang me by my feet from the
Right.
ceiling and fuck my face? I'm like, not really. I'm not saying I don't want to, but it's not like something I'm thinking about actively. You know what I'm saying? Like.
So unlocking the potential of what they want or what you would want too.
I'm a pleaser. I really am. I'm one of 2 on this show that's a pleaser of the female.
I love this. Now
Okay,
gotta
I
do
know you
math.
have to do a game.
Like I gotta do.
And yeah,
Are you counting me in?
Yeah.
Respect. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Logan is a self-proclaimed fuckboy,
Oh, okay.
and he says, "My job as a fuckboy is to make sure you don't come."
"Oh, Logan,
Oh, that's a cardinal sin.
No. I don't say
I'm
this.
so glad we met. No, I'm gonna
wanted to
change
talk
your
about
fucking
this.
life, dude.
I wanted to talk about this.
Stop it.
My
Sorry.
mind is blowing.
I wanted to talk about this. Maybe we can. Fuck. I really want to unpack this
Yeah,
porn
let's go.
thing.
Let's go back to porn.
but there's
Sorry.
so much. Yeah,
I just
this is
okay.
awesome.
Look, I have fuckboy tendencies,
Okay.
and
I get it,
I
dude.
have
You're
this.
like, you should be.
I have this-
you know, you go through it.
Yeah, and I'm in that phase.
Stage.
I'm in that phase, and I've
should.
gotten better. Like I used to be really bad, and now I'm not because like here's my thing. Definitely like consider myself a fuckboy, but I'm also like respectful, nice. I don't lie, and
Can I just say this? Let me just.
Which part of that wasn't true?
Cut me just a 1 second here. Don't go crazy. All right. I think the definition of a fuckboy, okay, this is my definition. I don't know if Caller Daddy would agree or disagree with this, is someone who is a little bit too much like, babe, have I told you how good you look today? I'm saying I'm really feeling you and I think I might be in love.
But I'm never
you.
lying. I'm never lying when I say
So how
these
the fuck
things.
are you in love with 15 girls, bro, in the course of 2 weeks?
Mike, I'm being facetious, bro. When I tell a girl, I'm like, I'm
That's lying.
no.
though.
When I'm
No,
like,
he feels it in the moment. He
yeah,
might not
for sure.
feel it the
I'm
next
not,
day.
I'm not in love with you.
And why can't he feel it for many? He's not lying and saying I'm only with you.
Yo, make
They
it very
all
clear.
think that,
I'm not.
though.
I'm
Well,
not.
yeah, well, then they
nothing
should
I
be
say is a
listening
lie.
to the show.
I think one of the key ways of separating yourself from that fuckboy stance is going hardcore in the opposite direction right up front. I say, hey, I just want to let you know that I'm definitely not with just you.
Well, it depends.
Because I'm very upfront. Because I don't want them to think for a second that this is like some sort of thing. Because I hate playing with girls' heads. I've said it so many times on the show. I don't like to fuck around with people when it comes to labors of love. Lust is a different story.
I agree, but with maybe I've made a mistake in thinking that they should probably assume that with me. Like I definitely do not go out of my way to make that clear.
Right. It's communication.
If they
you guys.
ask-
That's literally
if they ask
all,
for
what I
sure.
talk about mostly 24/7. I always say communication is a lubrication. The more you are clear, even if it's like you're dating or whatever, it's just like you're fucking, you're dating. The clearer you are about what you want to a woman or to anybody, just like in business, like the better it's all going to work out. And even if you think, well, if I tell her that she's not the only one, then she's going to bail. Let her bail. Then
Why?
I promise you, there'll be some because
No.
because she's the one you really love.
No.
Why?
No.
Yes, but there'll be more. There'll be more.
No, if I have a catch that I'm not willing to settle down with because I'm just not at that point in my life.
Tell her.
Are you crazy? She's
I
a catch.
agree
See,
completely.
that
have to
is
tell her.
that makes you a
What
fuck
makes you
boy.
think
Yes.
that she's
That makes you a
catch?
fuckboy.
What do you mean? I just said I was a fuckboy.
What makes you?
Okay,
Wait, listen.
okay.
But I want to change this. You've been a fuckboy. Now you're less of a fuckboy. So the next step might be another Logan unlocked. I don't know what that phase. I don't know what that looks like. It's a video game. Of
I'm
Logan.
gonna be
Who's
the
next?
best husband ever.
Okay, good. So let's start to think about what that might look like.
The thing is
that would be
because
being honest. Because let me just say this.
Go.
Fuckboy, a girl who's a catch. You don't think she's sleeping with other guys as well?
Oh,
You
she's a
in
fuck
your
girl.
brain, you're like, but she's
That's the thing.
waiting
We don't
home.
talk about that enough.
She's texting you from someone's bed too. Like, you know what I mean? She's doing what you're doing from someone who's been a fuck girl too. I guess myself. Like, I'm not different than you. I don't, and I believe that women are even more like that now. Like me. Like how.
So then why am I?
you're not.
Why am I on the cutting board,
Go to
boy?
bed.
No,
You're not. You're
Another-
not.
another
I'm
thing.
just trying to get
It's
you
okay.
more like this is gonna be better for you, dude, because whatever anxiety it gives you, because you're like, I'm gonna lose this
here's
girl's
my-
hot. Then if I'm gonna give you little like hacks that you'll be like, oh, I could just say that, and then you're like, whoa, these girls still stick around, and the ones who kind of sucked and was going to be needy and suck the life out of me left.
I
a weeding
need
process.
you in my life. Can I tell you? Can I tell you my
here.
issue that is stemming around what Mike said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me everything.
I'm probably gonna get roasted for this. If I'm in love with a girl, I will go out of my way to make her come every time. It is hard for me to get over that hump if I'm just in a casual sex-based relationship.
Right.
Like
Okay.
it like you just said, it takes 18 to 40 minutes.
Yep.
I have 18 to 40 minutes in my day, maybe at the end of the day.
Right.
Maybe. So
you could use a vibrator. She could use a vibrator. You could use your mouth.
I know
or your
that. I know
fingers.
that. But
that
with-
takes like 2 minutes.
But with casual sex relationships, sometimes
You don't want to bring your mouth
that's
down there.
no,
That too.
quite possibly,
No, that too.
quite possibly.
But she
But
should put her mouth down there. But you
no,
shouldn't put your mouth.
But
down there.
maybe not. But maybe not.
There's
But maybe not.
so many topics here.
Wait. The vibrator
him-
thing.
yeah, go
Toys to me.
This is a toy, by the way. This could just be used
Your
on a
necklace is a
clitoris.
toy.
It's
Your necklace is a
necklace.
vibrator.
Yeah, it could just be used like this. You could put this on her
God,
clit,
yeah.
and she would come in like a minute.
Okay, but
Wow, you're just packing heat.
I brought you guys some stuff too.
Let's go.
love
Wait, but no, there's
just
so much.
toys
See?
are like a bit like vulnerable. Like if you're like, yo, I have toys, and it's your third, fourth time hooking up with someone. Like maybe it's a confidence
What
thing.
if she, yeah, but you feel like, oh, it means I wasn't satisfying her enough. She didn't like my
Maybe.
penis.
Yeah.
No, that's every guy. Yeah, I get it. That's what every guy thinks, which is why they don't want to use lube, and why they think, oh, it means that I didn't get her turned on. But that's not true. Women require they have to be turned on, and so using a few drops of lube is great. But also, if I'm telling you that only 20% of women come through penetration, and of those women, it's not every time, that means 80%, right? That means they need some kind of clitoral stimulation because it doesn't. So the G spot's inside the vagina, right? And yes, some women, your penis big or small, and in fact, the bigger doesn't even hit the G spot. That's another thing.
Yeah.
So, but if you can be like, babe, I want to turn you on, and you're like, touch it, you're like rubbing her clit, and you're kissing her, like that, just rubbing could do it. And then you could fuck her for 10 minutes, and then maybe everyone's happy. But that first part, even if it's casual, because everyone should have a good time. But they're fucking you because you're cool and you're guys have followers and you're famous, and I get it. And that's a fun.
You're saying it's not because of the charm?
It's the charm and
It's
you're
not
hot.
because the height. It's not because the looks, the money. Come, lady,
The
give us
puppy.
something, please.
But
It's just the
what
follower
do you-
count.
No, I don't know.
even have
Because
that
you
many
guys talk about followers all the time. So I feel like that's how you measure things. I don't know. I just met you.
There's a
I
couple.
listened to your
There's a
show.
couple more things here. One of them is, there's different factors. Every time Dylan holds up a sign, it like fucking throws me off track completely.
Dylan.
There's different. I don't know
Dylan
why.
taking notes because there's so
Nah,
much.
he's got.
I want to
and
go
that,
back
that
to
sign
like,
was so long.
right.
There's,
Right.
there's,
Dylan,
there's
so
one.
much.
There's one thing about girls when it comes to him, especially that I've seen. I don't want to put him on, as he said, like the chopping block, because after a while, a lot of them, as we've seen, should take the motherfucking hint. Are you kidding me? You're still here.
It's not even a hint,
but it's
though,
not.
you
It
know
is.
what I'm
He,
saying?
he has
He's
been
good.
direct with
He's
a lot
direct,
of with a lot of them. The problem is, in this circle, every girl wants to be the girl that tames Logan Paul. He's gonna settle down for me. He's gonna settle down for me. I do the best bang energy ads.
Not even,
And
not
he's
even
gonna
just me.
settle down
Not,
for
not even
me.
just me.
And
Celebrities.
Okay.
Can I just say two
Celebrities.
things?
Or
to that?
celebrities, yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay. Well, the first thing is that what I'm just going to say here is that you're 24, right?
Yeah.
Dude, you don't want to settle down anytime soon.
I don't.
But then, so talking about being a husband, like, we're talking 6 years.
Thank you.
So for the
Thank
next
you.
6 years, like
Thank
maybe
you
when
so
you're 30,
fucking much.
you'll start talking about it, thinking about it. But for these 6 years, you get to decide what that looks like. So you're like, yeah, I actually want to have 3 girls in a rotation. I see each one of them
That's a
maybe
little
twice
light.
a week, 5.
Thank
but no,
you.
but if
Thank
you
you.
want it to be quality.
Wait, and so,
Wait,
so
what are
you're
you
saying you
saying? All I'm
consciously you let
saying
them
is-
know, you set it up like
Yes.
you're oh wow. This is like
I think-
diplomatic.
I think here.
That seems like a lot.
You have no idea what it takes to be a fuckboy lady.
I do
You
though.
don't
does.
know.
No,
what
she
she's,
does.
what she's
I
talking about is
do.
becoming a
I-
fuck general. That's not a
Yeah.
fuck boy.
Manage it
That's
like your
commanding
goddamn
armies.
business. Don't let it be so random because the
That's
second
ridiculous.
thing, the first thing is you're 24, so let's figure out what Logan Paul really wants and then go work from there. The second thing is perhaps these girls are like, why are they around? Mike's like, Logan sent him texts or told him to blow up. And they're still hanging out in the garage on the love sack.
Outside the
Why?
gate, please let
So-
me in.
Right.
Like,
but I have to say this, Logan, your words and your actions are probably different.
I've heard this
Meaning-
before. I've heard this before.
lady,
So-
you're on fire.
Wow.
So she's
Wow.
like, so you're like, hey, baby, you're so hot. I keep thinking about last night. You were so whatever. But then, like, you disappear, for example, or you don't talk to him for 5 days. That's confusing. But then you hit him up at 1 a.m. They're like, oh, he's still into me. I'm going to go over there. Or vice versa. When they're with you, they feel like they're the center of your universe. And you're like, we're going to see you. I'll see you next week. And then you disappear.
You're
and then
absolutely
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
You're spot
Something
on.
like that.
I will say I don't do
So it's
booty calls though.
confusing.
I don't do booty.
Okay, but
maybe
you get it.
twice a month. Maybe.
I was just making sure.
Yeah,
These
but
booty
you're
calls
spot on. But you're spot on. Because like I really do, and you can ask anyone here. Like devote my time to the woman I'm hanging out with,
Yeah.
and it's not again nothing I say. I'm not trying to like flatter them. I'm just like saying things I feel.
Cheers.
Sorry,
okay.
I'm not, bro. You don't know my game. You like.
I see it every
Yeah, of course
time I
you see it.
watch
You
the
live
whole
with me.
thing,
You see
and
it.
it's very up close, like, and it's very.
What is it?
Because, bro,
Tell me.
I handle
is-
women different
No,
than you,
no,
bro.
no,
Like,
I
I'm not
get it.
fucking
I
porn
get it.
stars.
No,
I'm
I get
having
it.
girls over who I like spending
No,
time
I
with and
get
when I
it.
say
I get
things
it.
that when I feel them.
I get it, but also keep in mind, one, there's been a couple porn stars. The majority of girls that I hook up with and hang out with are in the same category as yours, just regular
But what-
cat,
No, 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 no,
casual.
they're one of
regular-
ones, bro.
The regular,
They're one of
but
ones.
Listen, but listen,
That's it.
What you think you're doing to make her feel good or appear to be a better lover are actually hindrances and doing bad for the girl.
Let me ask
Because
you,
they're-
how
because-
do you personally avoid that?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I keep things fun. I keep things fun. The word love is completely nixed from my
Who
vocabulary.
lives in this
hold on,
house?
let me keep
What
keep
girl
going.
besides Emily Willis has Mike had over on a recurring basis? More than once.
There's been a few. I can name them. I'm not going to, but there's.
Well, what's Mike looking for?
Her, even her, who by the way is a great girl. 6, 10, 20 times here at the house. The word love is after zebra in terms of words that I will say to her in an intimate setting. I will never,
she's someone that
ever, if
you're
you drop
Yeah.
the fucking
sleeping
love
with.
word on a girl that you are
What if
not
she agrees
planning
about the
to be
orgasm
with
thing?
for a long time, you are a fucking idiot. That word is a lock and fucking chain for that girl's brain.
He's passionate.
As soon as you say it, you have locked yourself into a chamber of torment and torture.
While I think
It's
you,
just
while
a
I think-
word, though.
While I think you might be right. I also agree with that. It's just a word. Spencer, how many strangers have you gone up
I love.
and you say I
yeah.
love you.
I'd say
Oh
it-
my
But
God.
guys
I
do that
cannot
all
believe-
the time.
I
I
cannot
love you.
believe
It's
this
what's
is
I am in
happening.
love
There's
with
different
you.
layers. There's different layers of like
I've never
energy
said
you put
I'm
behind
never
it.
said
He
I'm
asked
in
me-
love with you, but like, yeah, dude, there have been women who I've been with who like I genuinely love. I
Right.
genuinely love.
We can love many. Who says we can't?
And
You
I
know
do not,
how
I am
dangerous
not
that
in
word
love
is.
with them.
Yeah, the word is dangerous, but that's so not. Yes, of course.
But
you don't say it till you want to, but like
he asked me too. He's like, "What else you do?" Like I said, I keep it fun.
porn
I
stars are
keep
fun.
it
They're
chill.
good stories.
Hold
It's
on.
hot.
I have
I
to
get it.
preface this
Yeah.
though. The porn stars are a very, 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 very minutely small percentage. We talk about it from a content standpoint
understand
here.
it.
For the most part, I meet girls through Instagram, at clubs, and through like
Well, what are you
and
looking
through
for in
networking.
a relationship?
Me
What does it look
personally, what I'm looking for in a relationship is continuing to write my book, finish and do this MTV
work is
show,
your-
the pot. That's it.
I get
That's
it.
it. I go out
Yeah.
from 12 to 2. I have from 12 to 2 to meet a girl, and I have from 2 to 4 to do the things
Well, what if
that
you-
I should do to make her come.
What if you just okay? So there's probably a part of you that gets off on the meeting the new girls. That's hot too. But what if there was? If you only, it doesn't sound like you have a lot of time. So if you have 10 hours in a week to hang out with a chick, I would say find someone that you. And I say this for you too, that you actually like you trust. There's no bullshit. You know how much time we waste with the texting? What's up? What does that mean? Are we in a fight? Like if you know and you cultivate it with just a few people or 10, I don't care. In a rotation, you see one once a month. Doesn't matter who it is, but like then you're not like chasing unless you are really enjoying that chase for something you might get, not get. Then there's the drama and the texting. If you just say, I'm just going to try to make this rotation a stable one.
I love that you use. I call it a bench, by the way.
Bench.
So but rotation's fine.
Bench. Yeah.
And like honestly,
it's a lot.
I don't like the idea of a rotation because it's too structured and just weird.
Well, no, they don't know that. Okay, listen, I'll help you with this, the nuance of this.
But I don't-
You're
it's
not
not
going
like-
to tell them, but just be listen, and maybe just one will be.
But it's not like I'm-
on the bench, and then she meets someone else, or she just. But I'm saying, the more like honest you are.
It's horrible. I
Well,
see.
with
I have a
yourself.
problem with the way
Well,
like
with
this is
yourself.
being
No,
like.
this is how.
too.
But why? This is what everyone. Wait, I got. Everyone's doing that. I mean, you guys might do it more, but I think this is how people are dating now.
Emily,
If you're on an app and you assume after 2 dates with someone they're no longer on that or they're not fucking other people, then you're insane.
Yeah,
I mean, really,
it's
like
the game
we
you're
all are.
playing.
And they're playing the game too.
you're on the field,
and
brother.
women aren't looking to get married right now. I mean, maybe the ones you're finding at 25. I don't
no,
know.
they're
No,
like
no.
23
So
and
you guys
24,
just
and as
have
soon as
fun,
he's done
but
with them,
the
they're
more,
doing
like,
it with
you,
someone else.
You are more yourself and real, and it's practice. We'll talk about it. It's like therapy.
Your
Like, we'll talk.
your point though on the fact that everyone's doing it, it's just very few people are talking about it.
Right,
Do you know what I'm
that's-
saying? So
that's
it's
all I talk
and
about.
by the way, I'm not even saying that that's a bad thing. Like who's to say
Is it
that
like
it should
saying
all
Santa
be
Claus doesn't exist right now?
Yeah, very much.
I know. I feel that. But it's
Very
true.
much.
And I'm not saying every girl and every guy's doing this. Some people are just looking for relationships. I know a lot of women, some woman who's working for me, she's like 28. And she's like, I went through this period of only like fucking all these guys. And now she's like, no, I am telling people that I actually am looking for something serious. And if they don't, then they're out because I don't want to waste my time. So you go through different phases. And then, you know, sometimes you want that for 2 years and then you're like, oh, I got a 2-year relationship. Now I just want to go fuck. You know, it's a thing. But most people, I would say in their 20s, early 20s, maybe are just kind of trying to figure it out. And maybe they're like, feel weird. They don't want the monogamy thing, but they don't. But then they don't know how to not be an asshole about it. But I think the new fuck boy or the new fuck girl, whatever, is that you are actually like truly not just authentic in your content, but when you're with someone. Because that's, or with like how you're with your best friends. I know you think that we all have to be crazy and fighting and all this shit. But if you're just like, listen, you know who I am, I know who you are. This is fun. I don't know how much time I have right now. Things are crazy, but I feel a good vibe. Can't promise I'll text you every night.
I would
But
put.
let's get off, like, right? Let's figure out how sex
Like
can be
right off
super
the
hot.
bat, yeah.
Right away.
I would say
like,
that's
what makes you
that's-
come?
Yeah,
you know?
that's yeah.
Right? That's more authentic and real and like actually juicy than how much time do we waste with people who suck? And then you're like, why did I fuck him? Or why did I do this? Or why is she here? Or what?
I'd say that's true, but
But you still have those every once in a while. We're not perfect. Like I hire people and fire them all the time. Yeah.
I feel like being vulnerable. Like you'll try it and then you'll be embarrassed and then you don't want to do it again though. I feel like
but it's
that's what happens
everything.
typically.
Okay, you're right. And you know what happens there is that most of the time, so the reason why most people don't do anything that I'm saying, and not I say my listeners do.
Will you
I don't
fucking
mean
listen to the
most.
lady, please?
But this is you guys.
Yeah.
Listen, I know. I mean, this is what I have. You know, millions of listeners too, like you guys, and it's on. People call in and they know it's in 15 years. It helps them. But what I'm talking about is just this like. Can't we just be, wait, what was your thing? Real about it?
Yeah, authentic.
Authentic.
Right.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So it's really scary. So it happens once, right? I'm like, you say to some girl that you're talking to, and you're like, I gotta tell you, I know this is weird. I was on this show and this chick told me that I should start being more. This is how you say it. You blame me. And she said, and so this is kind of awkward, but I know I've been saying this or that, but give me an example. What would you want to say to someone?
Me?
Yeah.
In
Like
what setting?
Maybe you want to see her more, but you want to be honest about you're dating other people or whatever it is that you feel.
Probably neither of those are true.
How about you just don't know what you don't make promises that you don't want to keep. Just be like, this is fun hanging out. Although I actually might not see you again, or I'll be super busy. You let them know before they leave, and you're cool like that. Like I've had people say to me, and I've said to them, I wasn't feeling this, or this wasn't. I don't think we're vibing, and then then they know, and I don't just blow them off or ghost them, and you're not leaving like this energy of because okay. The thing about being hard though, the reason why most people don't talk about it, and why I feel like this will help. This is why I'll always have a job, because literally most people don't. But what happens is you just realize that, that it didn't work that time, but like it's like anything that you try and fail, right? Like sports or doing a podcast or anything, you just keep going. And you're like, okay, well, what can I take from this? What can I not? But with sex, we never talk about it ever. We people call my show, they email, they're like, we've been married for 7 years and I don't know if she's ever had an orgasm, and I've never talked to her about the fact that how I want a better blowjob. I'm like, it's your wife or it's your partner, because we're so afraid of being shut down and people laughing at us and telling us we're wrong, and then we feel shame. We're like, well, I'm already a freak, so if I mention to a girl that I want her to spank, or I want to spank her, and then she thinks that's crazy or whatever. No, girls probably want to do that now, or whatever it is. I tell her that she's using too much teeth. What would you want to tell someone?
Yes.
Well, that's
Great example. Great example.
Yeah, okay, you're like, okay, why
You've
so much
turned
teeth?
into a fucking cheese grater in your mouth.
You're like,
My
why
dick is
is
now
cheese
roast
grating my
beef.
dick? So then what you do is there's something called the compliment sandwich, right? You can do whatever you want. Like, hey, babe, that was hot. I think about you sucking my dick.
Start with positive reinforcement.
Positive. And you're like, hey,
Always,
that was awesome. You're so hot. Look at you, the way your lips and that's so hot.
But
I tell you, and that was awesome. That was a blowjob. But in my spank bank, whatever, the blowjob. But I feel like sometimes your teeth are like a little on it. So maybe just like.
Okay, wait, here's my problem. I told you I don't lie. I'm always honest. So I don't know if I can lead with a compliment if there's no compliment to give.
What about how hot she is? And you're so glad she
What
came
if
over
she's
and
not hot?
well, then.
Yeah, what
okay.
if you
No,
are
like this,
literally
like
getting
this.
a blowjob from a cheese grater?
Practice. Hey, yo,
Hey.
I just want to let you know you were so pretty. You use your teeth when you suck my dick, but you have nice feet. How was that?
Yeah. Close. Or in the moment, dude.
maybe you could use those instead of your teeth next time.
Your teeth were awesome, and I would take those.
So ready for this? Do you know how we
guys,
deliver?
I know that sounds
do you know how we deliver feedback? Harsh feedback.
Hard.
Too harsh.
Through I do it through comedy. I'll be
Same.
I'll be like, yo, honestly, as opposed to being like, hey, your teeth were kind of rubbing up my dick a little bit. I'll be like, yo, I just want to let you know that was dope and all, but you turned my dick into a Swiss cheese sandwich. Like you gotta fucking figure that the shit out. I don't know if we have to grind those things down with some sandpaper, whatever the fuck beforehand. And they're just like, stop! Oh my god! And then they hit me and they're like, let me do better. You know what I'm saying? Like comedy's
How's that?
great.
How's that for a method? Because I do that
I
too.
mean,
I wouldn't
yeah.
say it as harsh as that.
Yeah, as
Me
long
neither,
as you're
me
saying
neither.
something. I mean, I get it. That's your thing, but you can just be like, oh, babe, teeth. Watch it.
Yeah, I feel like
some
some guys they'll just keep going.
I've
They'll
been
just
a
like,
guy.
they'll just
No,
fight
but
through
what
it, bro.
I'm saying is, why wouldn't we? Okay, why wouldn't we though? So whether it's teeth, like just go, hey babe, your teeth. I'd be like, oh, okay, sorry, my teeth. I didn't
People
know.
are scared of hurting people's feelings.
Right.
Yeah.
Straight up.
But
Yeah.
so then they're not saying shit to you because maybe you guys are doing stuff. They're like, really, you're a jackhammer, or don't dig around in there like you're looking for change. Like,
Yeah.
don't play my VJ like a DJ, right? They wish they could say that. Like
I've
DJ,
had some.
DJ.
I've
But
had
I'm
some
saying-
girls be pretty open about.
But they're
the
so afraid of
feedback.
offending you. So what if you're like, hey, I want to be good. I want this to be good. So let's make a deal. You tell me what feels good now, and I'll tell you because I'm learning. We learn from every partner, but since we don't talk about it, we assume, going back to the thing, oh, well, in porn, he was eating her out like this is the right way to do it, or she was sucking like this, and that's how you do it. Because our partners are like literally mute. Like they're mute and they're not talking about it. They're calling me and they're like, well, how do I do it? And then I'm like, here's how you do it, or here's what to say, or
I was gonna say that
you're
doesn't.
not a freak. Everyone thinks they're a
That
freak.
doesn't happen as much in hookup culture,
What
right?
doesn't?
Like the feedback, because you're not in a communication space. But Spencer's
but
in a
why not?
relationship,
Okay.
so I don't know if he. I'm sure you guys communicate a lot more.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say that if you are just blunt and you're communicating like we're talking about, I feel like it cuts away all the bullshit in your life. Like if you're not real with yourself and you're gonna continue to be fake with other people, all you're doing is just making your life harder. Like it's this comfort zone idea that like, ooh, I'm gonna set up all these walls to protect myself. When in all reality, like if you just break those down, you're gonna get to where you want to go a lot quicker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
With
what I
these
feel
girls,
like with
too.
being in a relationship. Like when I cut those walls down and I stopped playing all those games, I was like, yo, fuck, I don't want to do this anymore. Like you attract what you're truly looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like it's uncomfortable.
It's true. It is. It's vulnerability. It's all that stuff. And they're so afraid of getting hurt, the people you're with, and you guys are so we're all terrified. Our greatest fear is being alone and not being lovable. Like if you look at the end of the world and then death. But if you can just, so we can joke about everything. And I'm funny, you know, I have my moments. I get it, using humor to deal with all the fucking pain that none of us have dealt with from childhood. But as a result of that, we definitely don't share sexual vulnerabilities or anything because we're like, at least I'm getting laid. Like, you know what I mean? But then we're not having a real, authentic, vulnerable connection. But it takes practice, you guys. Here's the other thing. You're not broken. You're not wrong. You're literally living the way most people do at every age, like literally to 83.
Oh, hey, hold on a second. This is where I wanted to put a quick pin in this.
Yes.
Where do you film your show? You're in LA? You're based in LA?
I'm in LA.
All right. I kind of want to once again like have this conversation around the fact that we technically are having a conversation that is contained in a bubble. Like this, let's be honest. We're talking about men who are literally using defensive mechanisms to keep girls off.
Right.
Like, please no. Literally,
I know,
I've used
I get
those
it.
words. Please no.
I know.
We need to, how do we bring this conversation back to apply to the listeners to the show? And maybe we don't. Maybe they just want to hear about how things go down in this fucking city. I don't know.
I was gonna say as well, like
Yeah, we could talk about that too, but I feel like I'm just trying to help you guys that I get you have to fight them away. There's so many.
all right.
No, but dude, I had that too.
I'm
I
slightly
get it.
kidding.
No, but I understand.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, yes, I understand. I get it. But I am just saying at the end of the day, if you're having, I'm just trying to kind of enlighten like anybody, because any age, if you're having sex, which is supposed to be like awesome and amazing and orgasms, all that stuff, how good to figure out if you're actually going to do it to make sure that it actually is good and feels good to everybody. And it isn't as weird and hard. And so it's the communication around it and everyone learning their own bodies and what feels good. So I feel like I get all the fuckboy stuff, but I just explained to you there's another world in which you could still be a fuckboy and maybe you probably be better fuckboy. Like you'd probably be able to fuck more.
100%.
More
Because
quality
they'll tell their
chicks.
friends. Because they'll
Like
tell
the
their friends.
quality, like the quality of people.
Facts.
You'll attract the quality of chicks, but there'll be more. You're like, oh shit, I can't believe. Because then you are learning how to be more yourself with them, which in turn will feel better to you and then to them. Like everyone wants to open up. Like everyone wants more connection and vulnerability, but you guys are all walking around afraid to do it, which again, that's most people. But it's not that hard, even if it's awkward and weird to talk about sex, or just to like educate yourself on what pleases women too. Because
Absolutely.
Because that matter. Even
Well,
if
it's the
a
most
lo-
important thing.
No,
I
it's
think
not. I
the
get that it's
other,
not, yeah.
other big thing too is like you talked about like there's fuck boys and there's fuck girls and there's. I think one of the biggest things in the hookup culture or in dating culture in general or love culture is making sure the person that you're hooking up with is the right puzzle fit for your current status. So like the people that I hook up with, they're down for that type of action.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you
they're
don't have
just
time for a
they're-
relationship right now. You're like, I'm
they
getting
don't-
sex. It's
I
fun.
don't,
It's
like,
a night out. Right.
exactly.
So that works.
And so I
you're
think-
not having the problems. It doesn't sound like.
I'm good. I'm chilling.
Right.
And by the way, we're all fine. You
No,
know what I'm
I know
saying?
you are. No,
He is
you're all-
too,
I'm
but
just- yeah.
it's tricky because
We can
I
go
feel
back
like,
to that.
well, and it's a little bit of a touchy topic. He's you know, I don't know.
what?
I don't know. I feel like some of the girls that you talk to are like, I think sometimes you're like in a quest to convert girls that are like strictly relationship only sex into like casual, into casual.
Which, by the
sex.
way,
it's fine. I'm not-
No, happens frequently.
I know that.
This show has ruined my life. Also, let me
Yeah.
tell you this.
Yeah.
I've been exploiting my life, and I've been so open on the show. Each episode, some girl texts me and they're like,
Is this true?
"What girl were you talking about this?" I'm like, the show has ruined my fucking life. And guys, I'm so sorry. Like, I understand this is horrible. I'm in a horrifying situation. I'm in too deep.
Or
We have
is
the
it
number one
forcing you
podcast
to
in the
be
world. I
vulnerable?
can't stop. I cannot stop at this
know,
point.
I know.
Is this a good thing? Is it
I think so,
saving
because-
your
yes,
life?
I think so.
Is it
think this
forcing
so
all
good.
the?
I want you guys all. This is what's going on in the world. You talk about like people are dying, and drugs, and all the shit that's happening. People are depressed. There's more people are depressed and anxious.
They gotta fuck
It's
more.
no, dude. It's you gotta feel. You guys all therapy. You can afford. And I know I'm not like call a coach then if that feels better to you. But the way that you're gonna move through the 20s, which are supposed to suck, or 30s, all of it's hard. I'm telling you.
Can I
But
ask
the
you a
more
personal
feel
question?
shit- yeah,
This is.
ask me.
You were just saying something super important, and I'm about
No,
to just
dude,
like degrade this conversation.
bring
You're
it
a
down.
sex coach.
Yes.
Have you ever had sex with a student,
Good question.
or is that
No.
off limits?
No,
You
I-
really have not. You
That
keep
little
I don't-
breath,
I don't
that
really
little
teach.
breath
She goes-
before the answer.
I'm a sex therapist. I'm a
Yo,
sex-
when she breathed
No,
in,
I've
she was
never
like,
had
I
sex.
remember Scott
I've
in
never had sex with a
1982.
listener.
I'll never forget.
I've never had sex with no.
Really? Is
I don't,
that
but
is
I'm not
that?
a sex, I'm a therapist more than I'm like a wait, put your penis in here. That's a sexological body worker. There are people you can hire that will teach you how to have sex. That's not me.
So what's something you teach? Like, what are your
I'm
what are
not
your
like
tips?
sitting there. My tips are okay. Do you want?
I can I lead you with a
Yeah,
question?
yeah,
We have
yeah.
a fan question. Spencer, would you mind pulling up this fan? Because this is talk about applying it to the
Do you know
masses.
my top question? Yeah.
I mean, this is the
my
question,
listeners are
bro. And
yeah.
I want to second this question.
I believe it was the question of. This has been asked by a few people. How can I last longer? What can was that the question you wanted to hear?
Yeah,
Why
that's
am
a
I,
big
why,
one.
why do I come so
Why do I
quick?
come so fast?
Okay, great. Yeah, premature ejaculation.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. Okay, so the reason why it's actually nothing's wrong with you, it's a conditioned response to masturbation and ejaculation. So the way it's probably because watching porn, maybe you were afraid you were masturbating when you were 13 and your mom was knocking on the door, shit, I gotta go quickly. So you get used to a pattern of ejaculation. And so what happens is it just has to happen like, the bummer is maybe it's once the first time you slept with someone and you come too quickly and you're like, oh shit, she's coming over again. I hope I don't and then it happens again. So the good news is that if that's why it's happening, which typically it is, it's anxiety, is that you can kind of retrain your brain to not come as quickly. And so what you do is there's something, it's essentially getting a hold of your ejaculatory control.
Do you pinch your butt? I've done this.
You can pinch your butt, you can pull your balls.
I put myself in pain.
Yeah, I've heard about someone
Extreme
having
pain.
someone
I have
else
male
punch
porn
them in the
stars.
back
I
of the
bite my
head.
tongue sometimes.
Yeah.
yeah, that all works.
I've even tried. Nah.
yeah.
Punching myself in the I've tried knocking myself out.
Yeah, I've had
Right on the
somebody.
button.
I've had someone that I didn't even want to say this, but I once had her friend run in when I first started having sex with her with the other girl and hit me in the back of the head with a frying pan, a cast iron frying pan. Just
You
to really,
passed out.
just knocked
just
out. But I
passed
didn't
out, but you
come.
come.
But I didn't come. I didn't
At
come.
least you didn't come, dude. At least you didn't come.
That's not true. But it's good though.
So is
There's
this
something called the stop-start. So when you're masturbating, okay, I'm going to give you the easy way. I'll give you the hard way, the way that you probably, it's going to take you a while to do, and then an easy way.
Okay, great.
So there's something called the stop-start method or edging, where when you're masturbating, you start, you're masturbating until you're about to ejaculate, until you're about to go over the point of having an orgasm.
Point
you
of no
stop.
return. Yeah.
Then you stop and you go back down, and like doing it with my hand. and then you just, so when you're about to come, you go, oh, that's when I'm about to ejaculate, and you go back down.
What if
So you practice, and you're going to come at some point,
Yeah.
but eventually you're going to start to train those muscles so it won't happen again. And then also Kegel doing your Kegel exercises.
you guys can do
Yes,
Kegels?
and guys should.
Aren't
Guys
they called,
can
aren't they
do
called
Kegels?
something else for guys?
Nope, they're called Kegels. They're the pee-stopping muscles.
Wait, are they Kegels for girls?
Kegels for girls and guys. I have an
Wait,
iPhone
Kegels or
app called Kegel
Kegels?
Camp.
She's saying it's
Just
interchangeable.
I have an app that will remind you to do it twice a day. I know it
How
sounds
can
crazy.
guys do
You will
Kegels?
shoot across the room.
You squeeze your fucking.
And
I think I'm doing it right now.
I'm doing them right now. I
They're
just
the,
did 100.
Yeah,
It's when you like kind of flex your wiener. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh wait, what
Do
about
for
it?
like 5
What about
minutes.
doing it?
Okay, so
I
that's
do
going
this
to
for fun.
strengthen your. Oh, awesome! It's going to strengthen your pelvic floor and it'll help you last longer.
I have a floor.
The other
Wait,
thing
wait.
is- yeah,
Like hardwood?
everyone does.
I'm gonna be in the gym like the next 20 days.
Wait, that's not true.
I have an app called Kegel Camp.
When I flex,
It'll remind you to do it.
When I flex my
like a Fitbit
wiener-
for your penis.
Kegel Camp is the name,
Yeah.
I love it.
like a Fitbit for your penis.
Well, no, but it'll just
When
tell you
I
to do
flex
it.
my penis and I do my Kegel, I can cut the time that I last in half.
Yeah.
No, it makes me last like not nearly as long.
Oh.
Because I'm like it's
In the
it's all I
moment.
got,
You're
baby.
No, but
activating
you want to
more.
be doing it before. You want to be doing it before as a practice, not during.
Oh, you're trying to do Kegels during the game? This is practice shit, dude. You
Yeah.
gotta do these at the gym
no,
beforehand.
it's 5
We're
minutes
talking
a
about
day.
practice.
No, not
You
during.
talking about practice?
Yo, y'all see me
Y'all
standing in
talking
the
about
yard like
practice?
this?
That's
Yeah.
yes.
And you go, yo, Logan, what are you doing? I was being Kegel Camp.
Wait, the other thing.
Hold on. I don't want to get too far off of start stop because we will go down a route. We will lose start stop. So once you bring start stop to the real world, because I practice this in sex through speed speed changes.
Right.
All right. So once I get to a point where I'm like, yo, I'm 70%, I'm a pull out. I might move to some oral for a little bit.
Right.
I might
Nice.
move to some other some
I
other
like the
shit for a
oral
little
move.
bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Fuck. And then also, I know we should talk about that too. That's,
Dude, I have so much oral tips.
we have to work on that. So then what I'll do is then when I get back in, I'll go at about a 25% rate with some quick start stop mechanism. I call it the quick start stop mechanism. And then maybe I'll get back up to 70%. But anytime you feel like you're about to be at the edge of that cliff and your little guy's about to shoot out like an intercontinental ballistic missile, you pull back just like that.
Yeah. So you don't do that.
I got a couple more fan questions.
The other thing was, okay, one more thing I want to
Go
say
ahead, hit it.
is there's something called promescent. It's a quickly absorbing delay spray you add to your penis, lasts for 20 minutes.
Call her
Yeah.
daddy talks about this shit.
They
they do?
sent us some stuff.
They did?
It actually works.
Yes, they wanted to
Oh,
sponsor
I was
us.
on the show. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
You can get it anywhere online. It literally does work. You last
Is it
like
tasteless
20,
and
you last
odorless?
like 67% longer, but you have to put it on like 10 minutes before sex. 'cause
So it's
it
like
will-
mace. It's like if like a
kinda like
bear's
mace.
coming at you, you just spray it at your wiener instead.
Bear spray.
What?
And then they're gonna be like, why does your dick taste all weird?
No,
Is
you
that
gotta wait.
weird?
You gotta wait 10 minutes.
Is that weird?
It lasts. It's just called whatever.
Or else
Check
it tastes
out.
like
But I'd rather have you
bear
guys
spray.
get that anxiety. Like know that you can control it if you are coming, and it's a practice to last longer.
It's your stool.
You guys, this stool
Sounded
is
like my grandmother
this
just came in.
stool's super wobbly. It's wobbly.
So do you know anything about what I'm interested in learning is
everything.
Tantra? Like,
Yeah.
aren't there
They
like
will not be
breathing
into
ways
Tantra.
in Tantra that
Nah, we
can
They
make
don't
you
wanna
last
go to
longer?
Tantra.
No,
I'm
not
telling
that
you.
we don't want to.
But that's
I'm
not-
incapable. That's like asking me to meditate. It's just not gonna fucking happen,
Yeah.
dude.
But dude, it could. I mean, if you're gonna last
Tantra's-
longer, you wouldn't go.
Tantra's-
Tell me
No,
that.
I don't have a problem with long shit because I
have
know
a
how
lot
to
of
fucking
stuff on
control.
my
I know how to
site, too.
control.
I've
my-
Okay,
done a
respect.
million podcasts about this too, but there's a few methods. Like that's just start to know, and then also stopping and starting even with your partner is good. But sometimes it can be frustrating for the
Hell
woman
yeah,
because she's
facts,
getting
facts.
there.
That
like
is
she's
true.
about to come, and then you're like, I gotta stop, and she's like, don't stop.
Wait, that's the way you have to practice, right? You said there's a quick way.
Oh, when you're masturbating on your own, you have to do the stop-start method and do the Kegels on your own, not with the chick.
I don't masturbate that much.
No?
Yeah,
Like, tell
yeah,
me
you don't
more.
at all, dude.
How often? Never?
When's the last time? Do you know?
Why? What do you think
Mm.
that is? Did you?
I'm extremely busy and preoccupied mentally.
Plus,
Right.
he also has like real
Yeah, like
vessels too.
yeah.
Vessels.
A lot of
I
people.
mean,
he's got girls.
he's got girls.
It's
all
like
right?
why are you gonna
I
jerk
think it
off
would
when
be fun for
you
you
could jerk off with another
to
human?
Get to,
I'm gonna be honest. The only time I masturbate is when I'm bored. Like if I'm home alone,
because you know you're having sex every night or something. So maybe. So if you're gonna have sex every night, yeah.
is that unhealthy?
To which part?
Not masturbating?
Yeah, I think it's important for everyone to masturbate, for men and for
Even
women.
good Christians.
I just got.
Especially good Christians. Listen, you guys, we are
That
told.
just changed my whole
here's the
outlook on
problem.
life.
We are told
Can't
that
wait for this
sex,
show to be over.
Well, listen, we are told that as Christians or wherever people are raised in religion, the church, you're told that sex is wrong.
Why
sex
is that?
filthy. Because of religion, because of people trying to control female sexuality. If you look in the Bible, there is nothing in the Bible about masturbation
Facts.
being wrong. That is facts. And everything that we hear that sex is taboo and wrong and immoral, and if I masturbate, I'm going to go blind or go to hell, it's all bullshit.
I
The
was
fact
worried-
is-
I was worried when I started masturbating
Yeah,
that
because you probably heard
my
that.
ancestral ghosts
Would
were
see you.
watching.
That's
Right?
the big thought.
Like Grandpa
that your
Spike is
grandparents
watching
are
me.
watching
This is
you,
why
yeah.
we don't talk about sex, because we have shame from something we heard at 7 years old. That's why you're thinking about your fucking ancestors, and then you think I'm doing something wrong. So a lot of men, after orgasm, they feel guilt. They feel
Sometimes
shame.
that can come in handy though when you're trying to last longer. You
not
think
come.
about your
I-
ancestors.
Yes.
Grandma,
like,
come on, Grandma, help me.
Yeah,
Grandma,
I think-
help me.
yeah.
I think of
That-
nuns,
that's
old
true.
nuns.
Nuns, yeah.
You do?
That happens.
Yeah, old
It's
nuns.
funny. There are people that say that there was a lost verse. John, I think it was John 28:2. Thine shalt not touch thou's own penis. I tried so hard, dude.
And there's nothing in it, but we're all walking around feeling shame, even at a level that we're not conscious about. Sex, we're like, oh, I felt bad. I shouldn't do this. I've work to do. But like, literally, it's the best thing you could do is self-love. And figuring out your own penis, because that's why it happens too quickly. It's because you got to give it some love on
Do you
your own.
name your private parts?
I don't.
You know,
Is it
it's
weird when
Sally.
guys have names for their penis? Not that I,
I don't
do.
think anything's weird.
It's Chief Wahoo.
Chief Wahoo, yours is?
Yeah.
Chief Wahoo. I love it. So it sounds like you have a relationship with it.
He's my guy.
Why?
My guy.
Well, guess what? Your Chief Wahoo ain't too happy because you ain't been seeing him intimately lately.
It'll actually
He's
help
always
you.
been bringing a third person to the party. He wants to hang out with just you.
Yeah, he's about to hop off your
It's
body,
a
bro.
stress reliever
Yeah.
too. It makes you feel better.
Honestly, you got to get your numbers up, bro. You really do. Haven't you watched Wolf lately, bro? What is Matthew McConaughey?
the numbers of what?
say?
Of the women he's.
No, his
masturbation.
jerk off numbers.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, he said what, like, was it 4 times once in the
Start
morning?
The breath thing, yeah.
Again, once he gets to work, I think it was.
But also,
I'm not
here's
a fan of that strategy, man. To be honest.
No, I agree. I agree.
Why?
I think. I mean, I view that as like life force energy. And if you're just like throwing that out into the drain or whatever you're doing,
well,
bro, that's
You
waste.
talking about ejaculate, my guy?
Well, that's
Yeah,
not
Listen,
true.
man, here on
It
Earth,
is true that there are some
we
men who
do jerk off. Okay, so I don't know what fucking planet
I
your life
respect
force
it.
energy is being affected on. Okay, but I don't know what's going on up there on Neptune.
there
But
are
here
men
on
who
Earth,
ejaculate
we clean
who
these
orgasm
pipes.
without ejaculation.
That's what
That's
I'm
what
working
he's
towards.
talking about.
That is what I was
know.
just talking to.
What?
I was talking to my
I know.
girlfriend this morning
I
about
feel
that.
I know.
Yeah.
You too.
But you're blowing. You see what we're
Yeah, we're
starting
working
up?
on it.
You're
Have you
in a
gotten to
different-
it yet?
He's like in a different.
You're close.
You guys oming?
We need to talk after this.
Wait, is
Yeah.
that tantra? That's tantra, right?
Yeah,
but
that's a
that's
form.
not where you guys are interested. I mean,
No, I am. I am
This
interested
is-
in the
he's right,
thought. I'm
actually.
interested in the thought.
Do you
of
want to
it.
last longer? Talk to this guy. Talk to Spencer more about what he's
I
doing.
mean,
because that's
I'm
it.
still. I need to talk to some people too. So
Can I stay
I'll
here?
tell you
Thank
who to talk to.
please?
It's actually true
I'll
that
be
it is
vulnerable.
your life force energy. You talk about like for your athletic endeavors or work endeavors
Yeah.
or focus or
I
creativity.
feel like-
if you hold it in that, but you still masturbate,
100%.
but you don't ejaculate.
What are you jerking off?
The
Are you-
amount of like good things that happen in my life and like business and like everything. If I masturbate, like, dude, but not good things happen. I'm serious.
Really?
I don't, yeah.
Wait, when you do or when you don't?
When I do,
Right.
Like if I'm
Wait,
if I'm
hold on.
storing that energy,
Yeah, you gotta
like,
let- you gotta
dude,
release
good
that.
shit happens.
No. You guys are on two different
But
pages.
not with the
no, no.
shit.
Do you
So
agree?
He's saying when he doesn't jerk off, homeless people get housing and shit like that. When he does jerk off, plants die.
No,
fucking
no.
koala bears
No.
get in trouble.
No, I'm just saying for me personally, I'm more like clear. I'm more efficient. I'm
When you
like
don't.
when I don't.
Right.
You're
Yeah,
what's
when I
called-
store up my
You're what's
cheese.
called a fucking
Okay.
algorithmic anomaly, and you live on
Fair enough.
and you live on Neptune with your
enough.
strange space people.
Fair
But
enough.
when you do, it's with your girlfriend then.
Correct.
Okay, so
Correct.
you're
Correct.
holding it out. So you are doing it.
Oh, correct. Yeah.
There's a lot with
You just
ejaculate.
jerk off.
I'm not ready for you. I see, but where you're at, I would just say that masturbation, because here's what happened. You're not having that experience alone, that every time you're ejaculating is with a chick that you don't really, or maybe you know her, if you're going to see her again. I don't know.
you know her.
I mean, you know her, but she might.
are you?
What,
So
a
it's
girl?
not, yeah, whoever it is. But you don't have anything alone with your penis. Like, hey, dude, like, wahoo.
Yeah,
What
what's
up?
up? What's up, dude?
Chief
You know?
Wahoo.
Hey, Chief
Yeah,
Wahoo,
Chief
how you
Wahoo.
been?
Maybe
It's
beat
good
some
to
drums
see you,
with him or
buddy.
something.
Like, let's get to know each other. You know, because
But,
these
but
other
I
girls are
know
taking
we've been
your
through so much
energy.
shit. We got in a pogo stick accident in the 5th grade, and then I had 15% of my right testicle removed when I was 19.
Oh yeah.
Me and my
Yeah.
guy have been through it
Yeah,
all.
facts.
So you got to get some love. You probably have some stuff with it then too. Some issues.
Spencer's in a relationship. How often should he be masturbating? Because in my mind, I'm like, yo, if I'm in a relationship, why do I need to masturbate?
But you're not even in. You're not in a
I'm,
relationship.
I'm
You're having.
prepping myself for the future.
Oh. Okay. Well, it depends. Now, if you are in a relationship, listen. Most men will ejaculate whether in a relationship. Will masturbate whether they're in a relationship or they're out of a relationship, and there's nothing wrong with that. So just address your audience. There's a lot of women I know who are in their early 20s and they're dating guys. And they don't masturbate because I have to tell women that it's important too because they'll have more orgasms and better sex. But they get jealous. They're like, why is he masturbating? Why is he watching porn? And they get really, they try to control
I had
it.
a
They're
girlfriend
like,
who got mad at me.
so then they don't, yeah,
for
all the
masturbating.
time. I
She'd
got
be-
mad at a guy when I was.
You do that in my mouth.
Yeah.
Don't you do that?
You want me to look at that girl?
low key.
Yeah.
A lot of the girls I hang out with now, they want to watch it with me. But it's also, once again, it probably depends on the girl. But
Yeah.
Finish his train of
also
thought.
the one
Okay.
they want to
video.
watch themselves.
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think that in a relationship, and again, people always like, how long should I wait before I sleep with someone? How many times should I don't give like numbers because I'm not going to make everyone feel worse than they already do or better. It's different for everybody. But I think if you're in a relationship, still masturbate when you want to. It's an important part of being like sexually healthy. Like it's actually good for your prostate. It's good for your functioning. It's good for everything but if you're in a relationship and you feel like you're working on lasting longer or the chi energy, maybe you're masturbating, but you're not ejaculating, whatever it is you're doing, like, that's cool. You have a plan for it and you're still having regular sex and ejaculating a few times a week or however long.
Mhm.
How long have you guys been together?
Just over a year.
Okay, so you're still having a lot of sex.
Yeah.
Cool. That happens.
Just hold on a second.
It's good for about 2 years.
This whole masturbating without coming thing.
That's a whole nother thing.
Well, I just want to think about it for a second. So that's like if I go in the kitchen, I grab all the materials, and I want to make myself a nice cheeseburger. I get the burger all fried up nice. I get the roll fucking set up. I get the lettuce, the tomato, mayo, all that shit. Put it all together nice, cut it in half on a nice plate, and then I just sit and put it there. And I don't eat it. Like, what the fuck? Why would I do that?
It's a practice.
Give it to the
you were
birds?
saying like earlier about how like, well, why would we say something if someone shuts us down or we feel silly, or you try something once, right? And it's painful, right? Like the first time you work out or try a sport or anything, you're going to suck, right? The first day you snowboard. But it's kind of like that, but you know the benefits are going to outweigh that initial pain of like, why am I jacking off and not coming?
But the benefits are blue balls. How's that a benefit? Smash!
Stop.
Lady, my balls have turned blue.
Listen,
like Smurf balls.
It's not the way you think, not in the way you think. So if I'm not even saying that you can't eventually ejaculate, but if you masturbate and to the point where you're like, and then you're breathing through it and you're still getting turned on, but then you stop that. And then maybe you go back to it, or that you just practice the lasting longer and you wait a day or you wait 6 hours.
What?
Yeah.
That day sucks. My balls look like.
Well,
let me tell you a story.
Well, you can still orgasm though without.
This is years and years of practice.
Right.
The guys I know who don't ejaculate with orgasm are like tantric masters. So that's why I think you wouldn't want to go there right now. I just want you guys to have a healthy relationship with your penis.
Can you trigger?
That's all I want.
Can you?
We're talking about like levels. This is like,
There's
I think
levels
you're
to the
amazing.
penis.
They're not. This is.
We should probably pull it back.
No, like you're amazing on your journey.
Wait,
but
what just happened? Did you guys hook up?
No, I said he's good on his journey.
They might have.
And
Did you just have tantric sex? Are you oming? What the fuck happened?
Listen, I've done the oming. Listen, you guys are all like in different places. Like again, I keep thinking of athletes, like different levels of not even good, better, bad. Not even like immediate, intermediate, but you're in another journey of the thing, and they're in another way. So like, nothing's right or wrong, good or bad.
But how many times have you?
You're all great. You're all doing it.
I think I may have a problem. If I for some reason when I orgasm shoot a blank, I've failed. I've let myself down and I've let her down.
You think that she cares?
I do.
Okay, she doesn't.
I can nah.
What is this shit?
What do you mean though?
I've had girls and
like,
guarantee every guy in here has
Back
had
up.
this. Yeah, shoot a blank. Nothing comes out.
Nothing comes out.
Maybe because it's like the third round, or maybe it's because I masturbated earlier in the day.
Yeah,
Who
all
knows?
those things. So but
I've had
women are
girls
educated,
a
so
lot.
they think, you didn't really come. You're not turned on. You faked it.
Yes.
They don't have enough information to know that it has nothing to do with that.
I've had girls made me show them the condom. The condom.
Because we don't.
The condom.
Condom.
And I'm like, I don't know how to tell you this.
girl-
Like I came, but it just I shot a blank. I don't know what to tell you.
That is not true. You came 3 times. What the fuck? Are
I,
you like?
so sometimes they don't believe me. They think Chief Wahoo's down here just producing ejaculate like no other.
Tell them to come to go to my website. Listen to my show.
Imagine-
You want me to plug? You want me to plug you post sex?
Because they don't know shit, dude.
That's genius.
No.
That is genius.
I'm just being honest
It's
with you
genius.
guys. I have a show with like a lot of fucking people who are like every day asking
Were you about to say Mitt
everything.
Romney?
No, a lot of
I
fucking
have
people.
a show with Mitt Romney.
No, I have a lot of listeners who are your age, exactly where you're at, and guys are going, she didn't get wet. I didn't turn her on. Why didn't she, orgasm if they care?
Is sex successful on a woman's perspective if she doesn't come?
Great question. If every woman gets to decide, but once a woman knows how to orgasm and what her body, yes, a woman can still love the touching and the kissing and you pounding her and stuff, but not really the pounding. They actually don't really like that. Eventually they might. But the point is, women would prefer to have orgasms. They'd prefer to have intimacy or at least touch. I think that one of my best pieces of advice is go 5 times slower than you think when you're kissing her or undressing her, just for a moment. Like
fact.
slow it down.
And mostly with oral. And I know
Oral
we want to.
is
I know we want to move
Yeah.
there because he's been holding up the sign that just says oral on it for
I'm
like
gonna
5 minutes now.
I'm going to say that women are going to enjoy sex, like if you treat her well and it's kind and all that. But yeah, I think she's going to prefer it when she has an orgasm over not.
What about clout? Would they prefer that over the
Clout?
orgasm? Yes.
Like clout of you're going to tag her in something.
Yeah, like a page post or potentially a story.
Like you're going to give her
Snapchat
you're going to give her
story.
2 stories a mention.
Like,
and a
no,
tweet.
I can't make you come tonight, but I got you on a tweet and a vlog shout out.
Wouldn't it be
Are you
great
cool
if
with
you could-
that? Yes or no?
Well, that's the girl you're sleeping with, and how's that going for you? Like that she just wants a mention.
I mean, her followers have been blowing up. I mean, she's
shooting up on the rankings.
She's popping up on the rankings. So I mean, she's like, yeah, I didn't come, but I gained like 42,000 new Twitter followers.
Wow. Yeah.
And in many ways, that might be more useful than an orgasm.
To be honest, in this particular case, I think she got a lot more out of it.
I'm
She can go home and
kidding.
masturbate.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I
We
think
have a
that
very dry humor.
Women,
here.
no, dude, I get it. Women, I think that most women would prefer to have or at least prefer to know that we thought about her orgasm came into play into your mind at some point during the thing, even if she didn't, even if you tried or you know, like you.
You know what? You've inspired me. I'm gonna try so much harder. I swear to God. It's not that I don't want to say lazy because I'm not. Like I'm into it. It's just like I don't take that extra bonus effort to make sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's so weird to me. I'm not saying it's bad, but for me, Bill,
learning
as a
process.
person, when if we're on a good rhythm and she's like, yo, I'm so close, and I'm like, I didn't stop mechanism enough. I blew the hooch on this one, which happens to me sometimes. She's like, I know she's 30 seconds out, and I let it go, and I innately feel terrible.
This is
Well,
one of
That is
one of my least favorite scenarios.
when she's so close, and I
then
know
you're
it in
like,
my brain, I'm like,
like,
and yo, it's
But
so
then tell
funny,
her
yo.
what
Have you
but
ever
then say, can I? What do you need? I want to make you come.
facts?
Go down on her, get her vibrator.
Yeah, true.
Use your finger.
that's an in the
Be
moment.
like,
You
I
got to
want-
be a surgeon general. You got to be the surgeon general.
No, that's not true. No, that's not true.
You got to be a scout
But
in
just
the
know,
army.
like, because then but let me tell you something. This is something that again people learn through life. So I would say, how old are the girls you're mostly sleeping with? Under the age of 25 or 30?
I'd say
Above
Nine-
18.
Above 18.
Yeah,
Okay.
duh. I'd say 19 to 25.
Four.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
25.
in that age group, I would say that the majority of women, even if you tried, they might be like, "Oh no, it's cool," because they've never orgasmed with a partner, because they don't know how to ask for it.
Facts.
So, or maybe they've never even orgasmed yet, or they've never masturbated because they still feel shame,
Yep.
or they think it's gross. So even if you, which I suggest, try to go down on her first. So she comes first is one. Okay,
That is
she
my
comes
biggest
first
play.
Is the best. I want you guys to all
Always.
get this book. She comes first by this guy Ian Kerner, and if you read this one book, you can listen to it, you can read it, you could share it. It will change your life, your relationship with women,
That
because
is
it will
so
tell
true.
you everything you need to know.
If you can, she's like, where'd that come
Where's
from?
that? Who's the chick?
If
Who's
you
that
if you can make your girl come before you
She
penetrate,
comes first. Let that be
that
your
is the
religion.
biggest thing ever, because then you don't have to worry about how quick you. I mean, you should still try to go long, but at the end of the day, like if she's already come once,
She's come, she's cool.
She's
Then just
she's
come in 2
chilling.
minutes.
And by the way,
She's fine.
and I try to practice
Not
this
necessarily
I try to
every
practice this as much as possible. I just unfortunately don't. To your point, do oral with every girl I hook up with, just because it's like,
But does she
it's
do
kinda
oral on
intimate.
you?
I know, and let's have this conversation. Yes, girls are much likelier to perform oral on a guy. It's once again, it's in this
Because
bubble though. It's in this yo.
this
Let me put
18
it
to
this.
24,
No,
they want Instagram
not
followers
that bubble.
bubble.
Yes,
Oh.
that one. Yes, LA.
Yeah.
It's basically like, hey, what's up? Saw you on Instagram. Oh, we DM'd a few times. Shots, blowjob. It's like kind of in that order.
Yeah,
And
right.
so like
And
you
how's
try
that-
to
And speed.
Yeah, and
How's
speed
what?
and drugs, and so she's like, "Oh my
Wait,
God,
hold
I
on.
feel
Sorry,
so
no,
good."
sorry.
I
Let's
didn't-
back.
I
No
didn't
No,
drugs.
no.
No drugs.
Just back it up
No,
a bit.
zero drugs.
Just- I was
But you're saying, right, and that's how it goes down, and those are what the nights are about. I'm just saying, if it's working for all y'all, fine. These aren't the people you want to see again, or maybe you do. But in those moments of those nights, you have a few of those, maybe you have years of those. But no, ultimately, I would say that no one's having, like, it was more of like, oh, I fucked this guy and he was cool and
That's
famous.
100% what it is.
100%. But she's not leaving. That was great sex. Oh my God, he saw my body, felt my body. And as a skill growing up, as you guys are figuring it out, I'm telling you what you're going to find your wife, whatever you want, your wife, whoever. The stuff I'm telling you, like she comes first or like understand her body. It's not like, oh man, now I'm gonna have to spend 20 minutes going down on her and my blowjob's not gonna. No, it's not like that. It's an exchange of like energy. So once you
Absolutely.
learn to like, oh, she needs that. I respect her. Like I need to go down. You're gonna get like the best sex. You're not even gonna know. There'll be no teeth. There'll be blowjob. There'll be like love and things because that's what we want. So she's giving to you because that's all she knows. But once you start to give to her first, and then she gets filled up, then she just wants to give you blowjobs for days.
Really quickly, once again,
Or
just
whatever it is that you need.
Let me go back to this really quick too, because I don't want to make it sound like that. I was talking about a certain group. I know,
get
and
it.
I've said it on the show before, that for me, the best sex that I have is always with someone that I have some sort of chemistry, sort of connection with. I know
Exactly.
that. I trust me, and I'm more than happy to say that the best sex I've probably ever had was sex with girlfriends that I was with for years at a time. You know what I'm saying? Because we knew each other's bodies. We knew what each other wanted.
she felt
we
safe.
loved each other.
Right.
And call it what you want, but even for guys that are expected to be driven by this visceral, like lustful connection to women, that love and that chemistry is a dual turn on for both people. It really is. And I'm not trying to knock that. I know I talk a lot of shit from the scene here because it's fun to listen to and it's like a funny thing, but I get it. And even when it's like loose, like seeing a girl like 4 or 5, 10 times, whatever, those are the ones where I always have the best experience.
Exactly.
And when I am with those girls, I try to employ that method of making her come first, which I think is so important.
Awesome.
So how do we do that?
How do we
do that?
What is the Kevin method?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been told to ask you this.
All right. The Kevin method is, okay, so here's the deal. When you're going down on a woman, a vulva, you know the vulva.
It's a car,
I was going to bring
The Volvo, yeah?
I was going to
A
bring
great car.
my
Swedish.
S70,
my
I believe. Is it?
masturbation
Yeah,
puppet.
Swedish.
My vagina puppet, but it's cool. So listen, so you know about the clitoris?
What is that?
Tell our viewers how to find it quickly, please. Some of them have been desperately
Okay.
searching for it, and
Can
some
I
of
have a piece
the
paper?
women.
Can I just draw it really quickly?
You get some
Okay.
paper?
Yeah, we got
is
this.
gonna
We
be
got a
great.
whiteboard.
Okay, so
Yes, zoom in on that.
okay,
Kind of look like Madonna
Madonna.
in the best possible way.
Oh yeah.
I've never been told.
Is that cool or?
Yeah,
All right.
like which era though?
Like the hot one.
Awesome. Okay, so here's the. All right, so this is the we're looking down at it, right? These are the labia or the lips as we call it, the inner labia, outer. Okay, so this is the vaginal opening.
Let me
Right
see this
here.
vag real quick.
It's a little wide.
Wow, that's a big boy.
Okay, stop.
Looks
I
like
don't,
you drew
not to size.
drew a fucking
Fine,
sub.
I'll cut that out. Okay, watch.
Oh God, you drew a Krabby Patty, lady.
Stand up. Listen,
I've seen that at the Krusty Krab.
okay, fine. I'm starting over, you fuckers. Wait.
Krabby Patty.
There we go.
Incredible.
Ah,
There we go.
It's a little bit better.
Okay,
yeah.
so these are labia, right?
Yeah.
We got the vaginal. Okay, clitoris. So we all know it's this little like
Mythical. It's mythical.
Yeah.
mythical. So the clitoris has 8,000 nerve. The clitoris has 8,000 nerve endings. Okay.
Good Lord.
The penis, circumcised, has 4,000.
They're double better than us, dude.
The only reason the clitoris exists is for female pleasure. So and here's the thing, it's not just there. So sometimes it's hidden. Like some women have like a little like clitoral hood and you have to like warm it up. So you want to go in here and like kind of maybe massage around her like inner thighs and like you don't go right for the clitoris, right? But those 8,000 nerve endings are not just here. They extend down behind the labia. So by the vaginal opening, there's like legs. So if you look at the clitoris out of here, it looks like this. It kind of looks like a horseshoe. It has legs.
Oh.
Okay. So these are all nerve endings here. So this is the clitoris. This all gets turned on. This whole part is magic. Okay.
Facts.
So Kevin method. So what you want to do is can I just turn this up? I got to stand. The Kevin method. You want to maximize your reach to stimulate as many clitoral nerves as possible, right? So if she's laying down like this, you come at her horizontal.
Absolutely.
She's laying down. You come at her like perpendicular from the side, so your mouth is here. And so what's happening is and then you're going back and forth, right? You're going from thigh to thigh, not like toes to head. So you're coming in here and you're licking over here and you're licking these nerve endings. You're getting the side of the clitoris and you're going over to this side and you're going back and forth and licking, right? But you don't start with that. You don't like rip off her pants and go back and forth. Don't do that. So, but really essentially that's what you're doing. And you're making sure that you start like really, really like light with your tongue and you're just kind of like licking it and you're going back and forth. And then when you're doing that, you get faster. And because the reason why this works is because most guys maybe, or whoever's going down on a woman is going like around here and focusing here. And sometimes for some women, their clitoris actually really is too sensitive and they can't, like some women are like, it's like, ouch. And those women are the ones that typically can orgasm during intercourse because there's a whole nother reason for that. But there's not that many of them. But anyway, they're sensitive. So you just want to go back and forth at the Kevin, like lick it. And then you also want to use, it helps to, if you want to put like, your fingers here, like if you want to sometimes the labia, you want to sometimes like place your fingers here and stimulate the nerve endings.
Yeah. Do you prefer, or do you think girls prefer the dual? Thanks, Dylan. Do you prefer the two pronged approach of both finger and mouth at the same time?
I personally, it's actually different for every woman, but like personally, I don't like fingers to start. I like mouth to start. So I would say that for many women, and the other thing that guys do is like they like take your pants off. Again, this is when you're not going 5 times slower than you should. You're like ripping off our clothes and then you're like, bam. And then you go right for our pants. You rip them down and like you stick your dry finger inside.
Ugh.
We're not wet yet because first of all, sometimes we don't even get wet when we're turned on. And sometimes we're wet and not turned on. That's why I brought you guys some lube. A few drops of lube. It is not a pussy move. It just means that different times a month if she's on the pill, but the more wet she is, the more lube, even if it's a few drops, she's more likely to orgasm.
I have a question on that.
What was the question? So then some women, I'll just finish the finger thing, is that so you never want to just go right in. You want to like start with your mouth.
No, I don't mean finger
But
penetration.
Inside, you mean
no,
inside
not
her.
that.
Okay, you mean the finger on the labia.
Yeah, I mean clitoris stimulation with finger and mouth at the same time.
Oh.
I would call it like the expert tsunami.
I
level
think that it's a
pro
case by
move.
case basis. Yeah,
Okay.
it can all feel good as long as you got your fingers and you've got your mouth, and that is, I would say, for many women, going to be the magic. So that's why men are so obsessed with their penis. Like, it's too big, it's too small, whatever it is. Women are not obsessed with your penis like you guys are at all. Like they might talk about, no, they talk again.
Yeah,
I know
no,
what you're
it's
talking
so
about.
true. They don't give a fuck.
I'm telling you guys,
They're coming through oral,
I have
dude.
5,000 podcasts. I've been doing this for 15 years. I have millions.
Have you ever
thousands of emails, and it's always his penis is too big and it hurts is what I hear from women. And I've gotten maybe 2. It was too small. After literally 100,000 questions I've answered. So I'm just telling you the truth of the matter about your penis. So
Is your podcast
and
guest
learn to use
based?
your hands. It's come on, yeah.
How many guests have
It's
you
called
had
Sex
on?
with Emily. How many have I had on? Over the years? I mean, hundreds. I've been doing it for 15 years. So 1,000?
I just like.
Why do you want to come on? Do you guys want to
Yeah,
come on?
yeah, maybe.
Love
I just feel like sex is also so subjective. Like it is so subjective. Like I've had women who actually prefer me not go down on that.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Absolutely. And let me tell you about that. So let me start over and say that everything I'm saying, sex is totally subjective. So and I'm going to go back to that in a minute. Why I love masturbation, especially for women, I have to remind them all the time, is because once women figure out how to get themselves off, they're much more likely to be able to do it during intercourse. Because they know how to touch themselves, right, when they're on top of you, or they know how to get aroused, then it's going to be fun for them. But women, I used to think, someday my prince will come and so will I. So I thought a prince was going to ride up on a horse and he was going to stimulate me and I was going to come because he knew my body, because I didn't know shit. So then I was like, oh no, I have to understand my orgasm. So that's the end of the day. What's going to work for everybody is when we all figure out start method, how we ejaculate and what feels good. So that's like the most important thing. As far as many women not wanting to go down on them, there's a few reasons. What I found in the age group we're talking about is that for these women, they think, you don't really want to, because you kind of don't. And that and then they think, oh, maybe it's dirty or wrong, or like maybe one time someone shamed them, or they're still thinking like of the priest or whatever who told them it was wrong. So they still have shame around it, but they think you don't want to or whatever. And then in other ways, that's probably either they don't want to. These are the reasons. They think you don't want to. They have shame around it, and that's about it. Or it really doesn't feel good because they actually only come in other ways. But that's typically it's because they don't know yet the pleasure of it, and they haven't been with a guy who knows how to do it yet. And it doesn't matter how old guys are if they don't learn. And I'm not saying the Kivin is everything. It's just something I talked about last year on my show, and people fucking freaked out because I literally hundreds of people called, emailed. They were like, "Oh my god, my partner, she's never come that way." It was great.
She's 100% right, by the way, too. Like we shouldn't use the 3 stories we've heard. She's dealing with statistics. Girls come from oral sex.
Yes.
Girls come from clitoral fucking stimulation, not from like there's G-spot coming. You see it, I'm sure, all the time.
Porn,
but like
when they don't see the warm up, but right.
And no, but I'm sure it happens during
does happen
intimate
during
casual
intimate,
sex
yeah.
as well. But I'm just saying, like it's the exception to the rule. It's not the rule.
Right.
And so like people should get better. Question for you: talk about lube. What do you think about? You personally, or like your people, what do they think about being spit on? Because
it's okay. Spit on.
Not spit
Just
on, but like
it's
if
not
I'm,
even it's not even good. Like
well,
it's bacteria.
but it's what you use during oral. So how's it any different?
But if you're like, okay.
I'm not talking about a loogie. I'm talking about like,
but it's kind of the same. See, during oral, you're using your tongue and you're not spitting. You're like your tongue.
That's flawed.
But
that's
let me
flawed
just tell you
because
this.
it's the same. It's the same
disgusting.
substance. Okay, that's fair.
And I know they do it in porn. I know they do it in porn, but it's not getting her wet. So I'm telling you about lube because a few drops, you just like on her clitoris or on your penis before you go inside of her, like she's going to be wet enough and it's going to stay wet because women it's nothing to do with they are turned on. Like literally, you guys have to unlearn.
Girls getting wet has nothing to do with reaction?
Listen, it can be, for sure. Many times we'll get wet when we're turned on, but sometimes we don't. And it means because we're on our period or right before it, or we're ovulating, or we're taking a medication,
or
antihistamine.
83.
Or 83.
Yeah, you know, like,
but
and you're a little dry.
But even then they'd have,
Another quick question for other men out there who are just completely unconscious about the whereabouts of the clitoris.
Yeah.
We got some stuff.
How do you differentiate between the clitoris and the...
Do we have Uber?
Right here. I brought it.
Cool. Do we have Uber Lube in there?
Uber came out with a line of lube.
Chief Woohoo.
You guys are just gonna like love this. It's gonna change your fucking
Like
life.
we're gonna die eventually.
Oh wait, can I say one more thing?
Soon?
Oh, okay. Let me tell you one more thing. Is that this is the other tricky thing about sex, but also amazing. You're gonna like this. Because you said, well, it's hard because the last 3 girls, one girl wanted this and the other one wanted this. Some don't want me to go down them. Some want me to choke them. Some want me to spit. Every woman is different.
Facts.
So every time you're like, if you put 100 women in a room and they were all masturbating, let's say they're all doing something, they would all be doing something different. Because we're all different. We're like snowflakes. So you have to learn and they have to be comfortable in telling you what they want, but usually they don't know yet. And so you're all trying to figure it out. So you're just having sex. And
So it sounds like a puzzle that needs some solving. And it also sounds like a puzzle that you'll solve easier if you learn one puzzle as opposed to all the puzzles. You know what I'm saying? If everybody likes something different.
But legitimately.
You just threw lube at my friend and I'll kill you for that.
Lube, do we have Uber Lube?
That might be it.
Do we have Uber Lube? Oh, Uber Lube just came flying across.
He's had a bad year already.
Guys,
now you threw lube at him.
This is coconut massage oil lube. It's freaking amazing. Oh, this shit, you guys. For oral sex, if you want longer blowjobs, you want to go down on someone, this stuff it's called Muse, and it's flavored. And while you think, ew, gross, it's fucking delicious. It's called salted caramel. And
So it makes your wiener like a little popsicle.
Yeah.
Or like a latte.
So my producer, she's like, I only like giving 2-minute blowjobs. And then she gave a partner a blowjob, and she was like, oh my God, it literally does like salted caramel. And it's like good for you.
She didn't even have to go to Starbucks after that.
Nope. And she loves Starbucks.
Yeah, I'll take a venti cock latte, please.
Okay, guys. I'm giving you choice.
He goes, okay, guys.
Can't
I'm pretty
really
much
smell
done here. Y'all have devolved into just idiocy.
Anyway,
Smell
I just
lube.
want to, I just want to bring you guys. We can talk about it later.
That's who we got.
What? Oh, the woo. So listen, this is like, this shit. Okay. So it's coconut oil.
She goes,
But
this shit.
This shit.
It's so good. It's called Woo More Play. It's coconut love oil. It's coconut oil.
Can't use coconut
And-
oil.
Why? It's
Had a
for
bad
you.
experience.
Okay.
Turned
And
into a
it
coconut.
reminds
But you
me
can't
of,
use it with condoms, but you could use it for a massage. But you guys, and it just feels good for masturbation use. You can't use it. You're allergic, so take that.
I can't believe what you
Yes.
said. I can't believe what you said about spit. I'm really sad
Water-based?
about that.
I also
know.
I love spit.
Not
dude.
not
But
not
it's
not
not
like
even
this.
doing
Not
the
like
and
job,
I never
though.
meant.
But
I never
it's not
once
even-
meant like.
She does have more
like,
water,
puh.
but
yeah, that's not like this.
I meant
not
like
like
it's like a
too
dripping spit. Okay, so let me ask you a question.
It's porn. No one's really doing that.
I
No one's-
disagree.
That's a lie. This is
Because
the one
they-
thing I'm going to challenge
They
you
learned
on.
it in porn. Listen, the girls you're sleeping with, the ones that even aren't porn stars, they learned it in porn, so they think
Can I ask
guy
you a
wants
personal
me
question?
to spit on him.
Can I ask
he
you a
wants
personal
me to
question?
make
No.
this noise.
Can I ask you a
but
personal
that
question?
doesn't feel good to her.
Personal question.
She doesn't know. Yeah, sorry. This is the
when
best
you
toy
when you
ever.
when you give head, do you use spit?
Well, spit comes out of my mouth.
No,
yes.
no.
I'm not like, no. I have, but that's not my main thing.
Wait,
because
wait,
I
wait,
use,
hold on. What
What?
the
Why?
fuck? What was
Why are you
that supposed
freaking
to
out?
prove?
I have spit on a dick, yes. Is it my main source of making it? The reason why I'm doing that? Why he loves when girls spit on a dick.
No, he just likes you saying that. The way
Now
you
you're gonna
said
fucking
it.
cut that
Oh,
shit.
no,
I've-
never. No, never. Why would we? I've said enough things that can be clipped too. We'll have a
look,
clip
look,
war.
look.
We'll have a clip
Here's
war.
what-
You can clip
Amazing.
me too.
Here's the territory we're
Thank
venturing
you.
into. I believe, and I've sat here
sponsors?
for
Yeah.
we lost our sponsors.
Dude, they know. If I have sponsors, you can have sponsors.
Listen. I really do think sex is so subjective. I think a lot of what you're saying is like is
I'm
a
giving
general,
you the general for
the
everybody,
general-
and then go figure out what you like. Like masturbate, breathe, communicate.
But some of the
And
things
then
we
go-
talked about today are
Right?
no-nos in any arena. Dry fingering a girl, bad. Do not do it. Do
this
not do
lube
it.
is gonna. It's water based.
Is this all different lubes?
These are lubes. This is a cock ring that's gonna like. It's a vibrating cock ring.
Is any of this your product?
No,
Can
I
I
don't
ask you a
have
question?
I
What
know.
the fuck is going on with you?
Yeah.
I know.
Build some IP. What the hell is going on?
Dude, everyone took because yeah, I know. I'm working on my own stuff.
Well, we better
this
help
is my
you along.
vibrator necklace.
It's very cool.
Oh, that's your.
I brought you some too.
Oh, really?
But these
cool.
are my sponsors that I work with. But I will be baking my own.
Why do you
necklace.
think men's
Talk to me.
asses get eaten or fingered?
We
by
wanted to
girls?
I
ask
brought you guys
that.
condoms because these are the. Okay, listen.
Are these skin condoms?
No, yeah.
I don't know if we're
These
gonna need
Can I see
those.
those?
are polyisoprene,
I see 'em? I just wanna
non-latex.
look at- I wanna just
so
look at the
chicks,
back of 'em
girls
really
are
quick.
more likely to get.
Fuck out of here.
I know. I know. No one uses
Shit the
condoms.
fuck out. No, I'm kidding.
You
I'm kidding.
should.
Practice safe sex, kids, please.
There was a point on this podcast where Mike once said to me, he said, if I have to wear a condom, I almost don't even want to have sex. And
So,
it was surprising to me, but I'm also in that headspace now.
but I have forced myself for
Can
the
I tell you
past
this?
really quickly. I've forced myself for the past. What has it been? Probably
4 or 5 months.
4 or 5 months to wear a condom every single time, and I've done an incredible job at it. And I just had my first slip up 2 nights ago, and it was the best slip up I've ever had in my entire life. Intercepted, bitches.
But I got to tell you that
what the fuck?
condoms are, I don't even know.
The
What is
jackets. Throttle stroker.
Oh, it's a good way to masturbate. It's like a new way to masturbate.
Let me see what this hubbub is about.
Oh, Chief Woo. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Is that a flashlight?
Bro, this is soft
Yeah,
as
it's like a
fuck.
flashlight.
Oh
a
my
fleshlight.
god!
Let me see it. Let
I
me
gotta
see
be
it.
right back.
Oh, there he goes.
No, Chief Woo is
And
about
his-
to get some action.
His pants are down,
Yo, hit me.
and he's going at it. There he goes. Oh, he's passing it to us now.
Oh.
Let me see it. Let me see it.
It's too hot to handle.
Let me see it.
It's fucking fun. You guys, sex is supposed to be fun
feel
and
this.
mix it up. You use your hand all the time. Put a little lube on there and
How
jack
far
off.
do you mix it up, though, as we were asking?
As far
Should
as
I
you want,
get
baby.
fingers in my butthole?
So you
Yes
tell
or
me-
no?
Oh, this is a big thing. Yeah.
Well,
Give me that,
I
bro.
believe a nice, well-lubed finger could feel good.
For the boy. For the boy.
Yeah.
Or, but where does
Listen,
it stop?
They call it
Because
the
now...
male G-spot. It doesn't make you gay.
Really?
Sex act does not. Is that my phone?
Did you hear that? Butthole men fingering doesn't make you gay.
I know that.
Well, I knew that, too. I just wanted to reiterate it for the audience back at home.
A sex act does not make you gay. Like if you want to do something, why is my phone? A sex act will not make you gay. But what will is if you actually are with another penis. So if it's your butt, I don't know why can you make my alarm stop or something?
Why? You
Not
could smash
guys,
it on the
but
wall. We've seen that kind of
I'll
activity.
just-
Still can't get over this. There's a flower on it. Is that what's happening?
It's off. No, you just put some.
You ever?
Still fascinated
Look,
by
we
this.
talk
I
about.
got it.
I know we were supposed to cover this topic. And by the way, I don't want to cover this topic either, but I think we should. Let me tell you a quick story about this girl back in Connecticut, where I'm from, who before I moved out here, she would always give me head, and I would be sitting on the couch, and I'll be just enjoying like a nice beer, watching the game, getting head, and all of a sudden, boop. Right in my butthole, dude. Every fucking time I'd be like, "Yo, let me tell you." I'd say, "Let me tell you a quick story about your little evasive maneuvering there." First of all, fucking warn me.
You gotta
first.
wash it before you use it.
This? I have to wash it?
Just because now your friends have touched it and you're gonna put it on your penis.
My friends are my fucking homies.
Facts.
Any of them can touch my penis at any time.
Germs. Okay. Go.
Yeah. I don't know where I
What was the
was.
thing?
This
Me
has been
neither.
the most fucking spastic episode I've ever been
fun
on.
though, right?
It's great. All right, so finger
Are
in
you
the
having a good time?
butthole. Great.
Oh, butthole.
Great time.
No one should put a finger in a butthole or a dick in a butthole without
Consent.
Seems, yeah.
So just be like, hey, I've been thinking about. Can I put a finger in her ass? Or what she should do is start rubbing like on the outside. Maybe use some lube. Be like, does that feel good? Does that feel good? And then you go slowly. You don't just go bam,
whatever
finger in
that
ass.
happens-
What about this?
I've
This
seen,
is
I've
a
seen this
prostate.
before.
Is that an
I
ass?
saw that
This
in
is
Wally.
for your ass. This is a prostate toy.
No,
for
that was
men.
in Wally. This is the robot that Wally falls in love with up here.
It is. It's true. No, that's a spaceship that they fly in on.
And these are mints and lip balm. These are
You,
for you.
but
These
can
are
we
mine.
can we
What?
align on the fact that
Yes,
ass eating in both directions is really hot in 2019? There's a lot of ass eating has become so acceptable
I
that
think
it's done in some convents.
I think it's become more popular.
I
I
don't know.
thought 2017 was the year of anal licking, and I believe that 2019 seems like, a lot of ass eating.
There's just a lot of it going on.
I don't know.
It's
That is
almost like-
something
There
that I
has
would
been
just
for a
won't
few
get.
years.
You're not into it.
Oh,
You
I
don't do
believe
it?
it
absolutely
started about
not.
2
No,
years ago,
on your
but sure,
girl?
why not?
No.
No, even at, do you eat any ass?
He
at all?
doesn't.
You
No.
just know.
I don't think he does.
I love how you have these
No.
I
notions
know what you
now.
all are like in bed,
I'm not.
and I have
fucking
not
love
slept with
this,
you.
bro.
Yeah.
I love this.
This is what I do. I know exactly. I just want to help you out. I just want you guys to listen, this is the places where most of us get stuck. People fuck the same way. They're like, oh, I learned this in high school and I'm going to do it till I'm 50. And then they marry someone who she only slept with a few people and then they don't know and it's disaster. So I'm just saying, I'm trying to look at in a loving way. Like, I'm not saying no one's doing anything wrong, but what if I tell you there's another level of sex to unlock, like a game?
Hand
like a video
jobs?
game?
What about hand jobs?
I
Can I ask
think
you a
hand
question?
jobs are underrated because they're like,
Anybody got a lighter and some gasoline so I can burn the fucking house down? No.
Yeah.
Yes!
Have you had a hand job with some coconut oil, two-handed? It's not like it's you because you're like,
Bro,
I can give myself a hand
I'm
job.
telling
but
you.
if she knows how to play with your balls
Yep.
and use some lube and use
true.
two hands up and over and up and over, maybe
And think of the
her
convenience.
mouth can play too. Her mouth can
No,
play.
no.
Okay, fine.
Don't you
Just
dare.
fucking hands.
Don't you dare try to fucking muddy the waters of hand
Just a
jobs
hand-
by breaking.
Oh, wait, you do like hand jobs or you don't?
No. The only time a
'Cause you
girl
haven't
should
had a
be
good
yes,
one
I
yet.
have in 5th grade. The only time a girl should be giving a hand job is if it's a girl that has no mouth. And you see it from time to time. If you have no mouth and you're watching this show, feel free to go old fashioned on these motherfuckers.
Wait, hold on.
Otherwise, use the tools God gave you.
No.
Fuck! Hand jobs are done. They were left in the dust at the public library
Because
in Milford,
you had
Connecticut.
a bad hand job in 5th grade.
No, I
Does
fucking
not
didn't.
mean
No,
it was
the
a
whole
great hand
world
job.
No, I've had some-
has to no longer enjoy hand jobs.
I've had
Here's
some
what
great
I like-
twisty.
And you got to get over this trauma from 5th grade when it was
Yeah.
a dry hand job, dude.
Yeah.
Because you would like it. I'm telling you.
It was in the
life
library,
is
so
short.
it's probably the
Do
library
not say
lady.
no to hand jobs
Yeah.
forever. Your reaction is so aggressive that you need a hand job tonight.
Oh! I'm going in, boys.
Talk about shit getting
I just
clipped. Get the
did.
fuck out of Did you fucking cut that?
I got this one, boys. Do it for the team, Logan.
No
Hand
spit.
jobs. Hand jobs can also be incredibly convenient.
Yes.
Next to your girl on an airplane,
Exactly.
or
Yeah, because
in the middle of a festival,
or
in public.
in traffic, right? Because
Yes.
there's nothing you want more than a fucking load of cum on your roof of your car or your pants. Use the tools God has given you.
Do you know what else
You have
feels good on your-
receptacles all over your body. Your hand's not one of them.
This little vibrating thing on like your ball. If she's giving you a hand job, maybe she's using this little vibe on a low setting, like around your on your shaft.
I thought you were going to
Feels
say bow.
amazing. It could be in your balls, but that's if you're into that.
Balls are the most. By the way, can we talk about balls?
Also underrated.
Balls are probably the most underrated.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I think women are confused. I was confused for years. I thought I'd like post-traumatic ball syndrome because I remember some guy, I must have done it too hard or something. He's like, ouch. I was like 20. I was like, oh. And then for
Can you make the
years
sound
and
he made one
years,
more time?
He was like, oh.
Do it one more,
You
just
might
one
have
more time.
enjoyed that.
Just
Oh,
one
it
more
sounds
time.
like I'm, no. Don't fuck. Trying to open this cock ring that's going to
Yeah, I
fit
can
right
help
in
you
your
out.
penis.
Let me help you open the cock.
So then, but then I was like, oh shit. Then I stopped touching balls. I was like, oh, guys don't like it. But again, it's different with every guy. Some want a light hand, some want both, some don't want any, some want your like tickle it with your tongue. Like everyone's different. This might feel good on your balls.
What are
Who
your
knows?
thoughts? You like the ball simulation?
It really depends on the girl, bro. Like some of them they just got it, and some of them don't. Like I've had women just wizards on the stick. I'll say, like they'll be
Wizards on the how so? Like they're moving.
Like I had a girl. Like some girls are much better at riding than other girls.
Yeah.
Like they're just built for
What
it.
makes a good rider?
Me?
It's emotion.
Up and down, back and forth. Like she's into it.
the booty shake, mix of both.
I think it's a hybrid motion.
It is
of
like,
an up and
is it
down.
all the above?
It's so hard to say. Like generally, girls who can twerk can ride. That's what I think that's why when you see girls twerk at a club, you're like, oh damn, like she must got something going on. And so if you have a little twerk action,
Yeah, you might not be right though, but I mean about girl because girls can twerk and not know. But that's
you're
what we
absolutely
do.
right. You're
Because I look at a guy
absolutely-
dance.
I
I'm
will
like, oh,
say
he's
though,
gonna be
every
good,
girl
but-
that I've seen twerk can also ride really
Oh,
well.
good. From
Like,
your
it's-
side, yeah. Then
There's
we'll
the cock
take it.
ring.
We'll take it.
But I've had them like be riding and like reach around and do like a backwards ball stroke thing, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, yo,
Oh,
who
yeah,
are
that's
you?
dope.
Right.
I think
That's
I love you. That's tends
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
when
yeah.
I say it, and then
Logan,
yeah.
we're gonna have fun. We're gonna figure this out, so you don't do that loving thing.
Thanks.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, it's
you
tricky.
Might just make, I love the way you put your hand in my
Nice, nice, nice.
Oh,
I love what you're doing. Instead,
I love
you.
how hot you are.
I love how hot you are.
Babe, that's so hot. The way your mouth looks. Yeah.
I mean,
whatever.
I do that. I do that all the time.
Perfect.
But I just
can
gotta
never
cut
do
the
it
love
enough.
shit, huh?
Yeah, the love shit you gotta cut.
Hey, advice for
I just think-
advice.
Are you sending an invoice to someone?
Advice for boys listening. I'm super vocal, and
Great.
and
That's hot.
I found that women love it.
Yeah. Some guys make no noise. I think it's hot to be vocal.
No, and not over the top. I'm just like,
just
I'll let
real,
them know.
like,
I'll let them know.
guttural,
Like, yo, that feels good. You look so hot right now. Whatever it is that in the moment that I'm saying that I'm not gonna do now because we're not.
But that's also like that's also like a comfort thing too.
Yeah.
I think communication during the act is all a comfort thing. Like once you get comfortable with a person, you're more likely to tell them.
No. Even if you don't know the person, bro. Because like I said, bro, I'm honest and I say what I feel.
No, I know, but you're also like a
feedback,
like you know how to like I'm talking about I'm just talking about normal people that aren't like podcasters. Like he's always announcing shit. He's like, I'll be eating a cheeseburger.
Like yo, a girl be giving me head up, and I'll be like, yo, like what do you think about the climate change movement going on?
They communicate.
Like I'll do podcasts during sex.
That's
Do you?
awesome.
Yeah.
No. But,
Yeah,
you know
welcome
what?
back to sex.
Sometimes I will like have conversations that have nothing to do with anything to try to distract myself.
So you don't come.
I do that too.
Dead ancestors.
Yep.
What do you think
Start
about
talking
how?
about
We can work.
plants.
I have other solutions for you guys.
What do you think about outdoor sex, public sex, or
Fun.
the big question in everybody's minds, aka just mine, sex in water? Ooh, it's a tricky topic.
Sex in water is super. Again, talk about something that's like overhyped and underdelivered
Facts.
because you think, oh, there's so much water, it'll be wet. It actually
not.
dries out your natural lubrication. Plus, there's a lot of like you can get bacterial infection.
UTIs, Udis.
And so you could start to like hook up underwater, but take it on land if you're going to start.
Want to talk about
boning.
crazy sex stories?
Yeah. Go. You go first.
Me
I don't
personally,
know.
I was just launching the topic.
I don't know.
But it
that's
does.
not as helpful.
But it does.
Because crazy sex stories don't involve probably the most great memories, but not the best, like pleasurable sex.
I said
True.
it. You're right, and
it's
I
more
said
anecdotal.
it. You're right. I said it for
But we
a
could
reason.
go there if it's getting too hot in here.
What tends to be the favorite position for women, or again, is that just too subjective to even just
The
say?
what? The best position?
Women's favorite position.
Oh, that's such a good question. That's a great question. I would say that there isn't. I would say that it differs, but the women who can orgasm during intercourse typically on top is better for many because then they can. Because mostly they're coming because of their clitoris, so they're able to rub their clitoris.
That's how
She's
I found that
riding
most
you?
effective. Yeah.
But not the up and down.
No, that's what
more
I'm saying.
like-
It's
It's
just
the
flat
this
all the way down.
and
They
rubbing.
do
So that's why for women, because they're yeah, exactly.
Show me what they do using
That's
this.
it. They control the depth. They can control it.
Sorry, Kong.
Oh,
no.
Jarvis.
Andre's energy partner brought her dog over, and he's just like a little. What is he? She's a girl.
What is he?
Well,
She
look,
goes, a girl.
I heard a dog barking this morning. A little poodle dog. I was like, somehow Kong came back.
Kong.
Oh man.
But anyways,
Damn.
yeah, yep.
What other topics are there? No sex in the water, guys.
I mean, yeah.
Because the reason I asked, I got a problem with
Fetishes.
The
what about
hot tub.
fetishes? What
Fetishes
about
are fantasies.
fetishes?
I mean, fetishes are real. Like if you have a fetish though, people think like sometimes a fetish is like, oh, I'm really into choking or something, but that's typically just like more kinky. But a fetish means like that thing, like feet or latex, is required for you to orgasm. Like you have to be thinking about it. You have to be looking at it on porn, like a foot. But
Yeah,
so,
but can a kink become like a need? Because, for example, just like butt eating, erotic asphyxiation has gotten super big nowadays, and everybody's, it's like the biggest question of everybody's night. Everybody goes out to the clubs, they all go home, and the first question they ask is, how long can I choke this girl for before she runs out of air? Like, it's happening to you, I'm sure, a lot, right? No?
yes, but
Fuck.
people.
Fucking A. It's just me again, isn't
No,
it?
dude, no. I know, no. Choking is. Listen.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, again, I believe that sure there is some, like if you are doing a little choking, that sometimes withholding breath or stopping breath could kind of enhance orgasm. But for most women, I believe they're having it done to them because they see it in porn. And it's kind of like
Facts.
blowjob, check. Now I'm going
me.
to choke her, check.
Slap me.
Now I'm going to slap her ass,
Yeah.
check. Now I'm going to, so I don't know how authentically that true is, that like all of a sudden, because literally just since porn's been everywhere in the last 15 years.
I'm gonna ask you.
That women want to be choked. So I think also do it carefully. Like don't, like I think that you could do a little bit. You could do it's more about domination. So I believe for the majority of women, it's more about like, I got you, but your hand down, like I'm doing this and I'm like dominating, but I'm not necessarily doing the whole autoerotic asphyxiation.
There's probably some erotic asphyxiators
don't-
watching this, and I want you're fucking awesome, first of all. But let me say this: there's probably two different ways. One, you're talking about people that do it for porn, and I get that, like so on some like choke
Should we
me
go back
daddy
to where
type
porn
shit.
isn't real? Okay.
But there's also another group of people that I think have mastered erotic asphyxiation to a point where you said that cutoff of air to your brain enhances your
Yes. For
of
sure.
a minute.
Yeah, there's
That's
like tantra.
dangerous waters.
It's
Yeah,
very
dude. By the way, don't try this
Yeah.
without education as well as a spotter. If you get a spotter for when
Get
you
the
do
fuck
erotic
outta here.
asphyxiation,
Yo, let me-
all right.
A spotter,
Most
a third
people-
person in the room, making sure you don't choke.
Yeah, like the person that hit me in the head with the frying
Get the
pan.
fuck out of here. Yo, real quick, for choking, we discovered.
I'm joking.
Choke the sides and don't push down on the atoms.
Yeah, on the trachea or anything.
Yeah,
you
because
don't-
it's
the
that
side,
could
like
fuck
over
someone
their
up.
back, like don't even fuck with the throat, or
Don't
just do
even
it
fuck with
here,
it,
like
yeah.
just do it.
It's more just like the presence
It's
of
more the
your
presence
hand.
of your hand being tight. Don't, because then you're worried about how tight, and then you're out of the moment. But the reason why like dom sub could be hot, like whether you're holding your hands back or you're doing the fake choke, is because you are in control. And the reason why that's so hot for a lot of women who are submissive is because it's like we love that feeling of being taken and being desired, and like you want it so bad, you're just fucking makes you want to just
Yeah,
choke me, but not really choke me to the point we have to figure out how to do it right.
I want to
Gotcha.
ask you a macro question.
Go ahead, baby.
The guests you've had on your podcast, are they older? Are they younger?
All eight, yeah,
Like, have you had like a 18 to 24-year-old female on?
all the time, every day.
Who are these people?
24. What do you mean?
Are they just random
26.
people that you watch?
No,
or that
I
watch
mean-
your show?
I have like experts on. I have
That are 18 to 24?
yeah, or they
18 to
let me tell you
24-year-old
this.
experts?
When you mean
What are you
no,
trying
no,
to
no,
say?
no, like no, they're just no, I'd say the 18 to 24-year-olds are not sex experts, but I've had people on who are dating, who are having sex, but most of my people are more, yeah, I guess they're more like experts or written books and stuff like that. But my listeners, I tell you, if you get DMs, mine are all sex questions from people who are age
I know.
7.
I know.
And they are trying to learn because
Absolutely,
they're not. But
absolutely.
then they call in or they email. They're like, "Thank you for your show. I've been downloading, obsessing it. My boyfriend and I listened to 50 episodes, and now we know how to fucking do it."
Well, the
'Cause-
reason I ask
Yes,
is because
why?
I'm wondering if there's a chance that maybe, and don't take this personally, maybe your practices, some of them are a little dated. I ask because some of the things you're saying, like the Call Her Daddy girls who are like the new up and coming,
totally love them. I was on their show. I was
They-
their only guest. I get it. They're on my show. I know it.
they'll tell you spit on every fucking dick you see when you're giving head.
And they exactly. And I'm going to tell you this. That they don't have a doctorate in human sexuality,
Facts.
and they are not sex educators.
That's
Sex
so
trauma.
true.
They
It's so
fucked a
true.
lot of. They are you, which is cool, but they're not actively giving you information. You could have bacteria spread from that spitting. People are getting STDs from oral sex. They don't have a medical degree. They are not giving information that's actually correct. It's where they're at in their life and where you guys are. So it's hilarious and it's fun. But I'm telling you, and you're saying is my shit for old people. Like my listeners are more 18, I'd say the people that the questions they're asking, because I can tell you I have years of data. 18 to 28-year-olds are asking about this stuff, orgasms and masturbation, knowing their body and getting over religious shame and figuring out how to be vulnerable and open. But where you're at now is where people are living. And so, yes, I'm telling you stuff that you should you could keep doing this for a long time. But yeah, don't spit on the dick. I think that Call Her Daddy are like raw talent and they're hilarious and awesome. I don't think that what they're saying is often medically accurate, and that's my only concern.
But what about
It's like, it's fun,
sex
it's
is like needs to be medically accurate?
It is, I mean,
well,
it's a
the
meta.
part
It's
where
a,
you could get an STD if there's saliva and get bacteria, and if her vagina is too dry because there's not enough saliva because you're smoking weed and your vagina gets dry, or you're not drinking water, all this stuff, antihistamines, you get dry. Then she gets tears from your penis because
Then
she
you
doesn't want to
spit
tell you it
in 'em.
hurts, and then she has a tear and a rip, and then she could get an STD, and then you get an STD.
No, yeah.
So that's what I'm talking
But
about.
they're not telling you to fuck dry. I'm just saying, like, I think the advent of porn and how popular porn is becoming is not only affecting
Yeah.
expectations of men, but also like women. Like women are willing and will do more nowadays. Like
Exactly.
that's just the,
no
the
one
truth
talked
of the
about
matter.
anal 15 years ago
Facts.
before porn. So what I'm saying is, the problem with porn is that they're not actually having orgasms in the scenes. They're not. They're not having. They're not showing
some of
them
them are. Some of them
if
are.
they're
I'll
using
tell
a
you.
vibrator, or the guy's going down in a freaking hour.
Right.
But most of what you're seeing is not the the warm up or using the lube or or they're shooting towards scene because you get they're cheating.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way she's having an orgasm. He's nowhere near her clitoris, but it looks good.
Yeah.
They've
It's
told
by
us how
men
hard
for
it
men.
is to do those scenes. They're literally the director will be like, all right, you stand your ass this direction, put your hand here, and make sure your face is facing back at the camera. Like they're
Right.
doing. It's a sport.
Exactly.
It's a sport for them.
It's like learning how to drive, like watching Fast and Furious,
But
right?
I think-
that's how you do. No, you can't. Or porn, it's just not accurate. Like some of it might be, but even the noises, girls. I have a lot of friends who are sleeping with younger women. They're or 20s, 30s. This has been going on though for 10 years. I'm guys who are maybe they were in their 30s dating 20 somethings, and this goes for guys too. They're it's weird because they're just acting it's like they're putting on an act. It's not really them. So girls are not watching porn. They're like, oh, I need to jump up and down. Or I need
but
to
is
spit
that
your
new?
dick.
I feel like girls have been.
But when porn's only been around since in your lifetimes, the girls you've been sleeping with, that's what I'm talking about.
You guys are pioneers, bro.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. What if millennials and Gen Z are becoming fucking freaks? And is that a bad?
They're having less sex. They're having less enjoyable sex, and they're more anxious and depressed because of your cell phones and shit.
Cell phones, I agree. Yeah, for
Social
sure.
media.
So
Yeah.
they're
All
not.
that,
They're
yeah.
having. I'm telling you, but it goes up every year. My listeners, my callers, the people they're in crisis now because now they're on medication. Now they have body shame. They think they have to act like porn and send naked pics. So their entire college career was ruined because they sent one pic. It's a disaster.
It's a
now.
mess. It's a mess.
And so women are not in their bodies. They're just doing things to please you. They're I had a niece, right? She's 21. She interned for me this summer. She's 20, and she came stay with me, and she was like, I kind of knew what I did, listen to the show, but you got to listen. And it's fun and entertaining. I'm not you should, whatever. It's people literally calling and asking these questions.
Yep.
And she was like, oh yeah, in college, I was just she's hot and great and brilliant. But she's like, I was giving out blowjobs like it was my job. I thought it was my job and the guy's going to like me if I give him blowjobs. And that's because that's what they learn. So you're like, oh shit, am I telling girls not to get blowjobs? I'm not saying that. They will. Again.
Wait.
But porn, I'm saying, is that she didn't realize that the hottest thing, which she'll realize, is a girl who's in her body and knows what she likes and she's confident.
Yep.
That's hot. But I'm not even blaming men or porn. I'm saying women don't know anything either. And then she left going, holy shit, now I know my body. Now I can figure out what to do. I know how to masturbate. She learned. We have to all learn.
Yeah.
And we have to unlearn what we thought was the truth.
I agree. I think I had a girl.
But going back to your thing, yes, my experts on my show are not 24.
Well, it was a question. I don't know if I agree with it. I was just wanted to ask because, based on what you just said too, I had a girl tell me, she's like, yeah, I listened to the Call Her Daddy girl's advice. One of the pieces of advice I gave is yo, suck a dude's dick and leave, and you have the power.
But what's your goal?
When I heard that, I was like,
well, it's not. Here's to
and
your
she
point.
was complaining to me about how she did that and it didn't work.
Fuck his dick and leave so you can play drama for the next 3 months. And but again, that's where you guys are at. That's kind of fun. It's chasing. It's distracting you from other things.
I didn't understand. I don't understand.
It doesn't make any sense. Why would you suck his dick and leave? Because then he's really going to want you for what? Why do you want? To me, it just.
It's all game. It's all
It's the
games,
game.
but
It's the game.
also, let me say
I get it.
Logan's question, and I think the easiest way to separate is Call Her Daddy, similar to our show, and the way
Yes.
that we talk is content. You are practice. Take scientific out of the equation, even though you have that as well in education as well. You have the ability to put useful information into practice.
Right.
Call Her Daddy will teach you how to play better mind games with dudes.
Exactly.
We'll tell you how to excel in a sexual space
Yes.
in the influencer field. This is for us. It's content bubbles. We hit a niche audience with content that we think is fun to deliver. You're delivering actionable steps for the masses to have better sex and to feel better about all of it. And so yes, they're very, very different arenas.
Yeah, and they're all legit. I'm just saying.
Facts.
But it's all great. I'm just saying if you want accurate, yeah, that's true. Wherever you're at in your life, it's going to resonate. People have to find my show or be listen to it. And they're oh yeah, I actually was faking orgasms or I didn't know about my pleasure. And guys are why? Guys think they have to keep coming. I'm pointing at you. I'm like, guys, I have to come in 2 minutes for the rest of my life. No, here's something to do. And in a month, you won't be. I'm just trying to improve everyone's sex life because literally, that's my goal. It's I literally want everyone to just stop the shame and stop beating themselves up and feeling bad and hiding and just sex, it's sex. We all want it. So why not just make it great? It's like going to a shitty restaurant for I need food. I'm going to keep going to this diner or whatever. But I'm why not? If you're eating, you might as well have great food. If you're having sex, you might as well make it great.
Can I tap one quick topic? You mentioned about
Preach.
social media, phones, and like why people are having less sex and stuff like that. And one thing that you didn't mention was the increase in like antidepressants.
Yes,
and
meds.
and meds, and I think those are having a massive effect on the
like 2 out of 5 people or something.
Yeah.
And if you're on an SSRI, like Prozac, Zoloft, Wellbutrin, not Wellbutrin, that's the one that doesn't have these effects. The SSRIs, Zoloft, Prozac, what's the other one? Effexor. That shit, it's gonna prevent you from having an orgasm. Like for men, you could like not get hard or you can't orgasm. And then for women, it's just like your sex drive's gone and you can't orgasm if it's too high. So you have to go back to your doctor and figure out what you can take.
That's a whole show, and there's a whole show.
And
there's
anxiety,
there's like a
and
whole
drinking too much and the anxiety meds too. All of it.
Yeah.
Caffeine.
All right,
The caffeine probably helps.
we've been here for a minute. Emily, thank you so much. Thank you. That was fun as fuck.
It was so fun.
Thank you, for real.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
I had a blast.
Where can they find your stuff?
It's Sex with Emily. Everything is Sex with Emily. Social media. I have a podcast I release 3 times a week. Wherever you listen to podcasts, I'm on SiriusXM Radio Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 to 10 East. It's also on demand there on the SiriusXM app or on SiriusXM. Stars 109 is the channel.
Amazing. All right. Thank you, guys. Oh, thanks for listening to Impaulsive. It's the #1 podcast in the world. Hit that subscribe button. We love you. Hopefully you learned something about sex that you could use in your personal life. I learned a lot. I'm going to go use this thing probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes. We'll see you next time. Take it easy. Peace.
Yeah.